your dick hard while Jeremy's in the back screaming, you fucking retard. Come on, guys, let's get this fucking show done. Tyler's got a black and white movie to watch for fun. Moodz just trying to work with what he's got, cause JP just sits looking at Carly like, bro, this chick's hot. You must be out your mind, bro, if you don't listen to us. Just jump aboard with Jeremy and take the short bus. You wanna diss our show? Bro, we got news for you. For every joke you throw, we dish out 22. That's not a shot at you, that's a shot of Moodz. 22 shots that'll make you black and blue. We're the 22 shot crew, ready to destroy your ears. Reviewing movies all day while we drinking beer. 22 shot crew, and we're here to stay, making horror history every fucking day. Moodz is a legend for fuck's sake. They say his dick is the size of Camp Crystal Lake, and we're all wondering how much of it Jeremy can take. You wanna hear my opinion, says JP as he rants, but we all love this motherfucking Mexican. Tyler spitting out info, every little speck, every single movie, there's nothing he can wreck. He's a god amongst men, yo, that's his flex. He loves horror, and that's a fact check. We the best and the rest, that's no contest. Do you feel that knife in your back digging out through your chest? You got your top 10 list, bro, we do that shit every year. You gotta take down notes, bro, we do that while drinking beer. You got a problem with us? Well, Moodz has got something to say. I'm from Canada. So before you get mad and hit that thumbs down, remember we will lyrically leave you like a clown that's down. So don't frown, we record everything that may occur. So buckle up, fuckers. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You think you got enough to prove we're kings of underground horror things? We'll flip you the middle finger while we take our swings. There's no drug in the world that can cure those things. Our show keeps getting better, we're ahead by far. You can listen to us while you dumping bodies in the backseat of your car. So fuck you if you don't know who we are. It's the only horror show that will forever last. So if you think we're sick, then whip out your dick and listen to 22 shots. A Moodz and Horror Podcast. Yes, y'all, it's going down right now. Episode 307 of the Triple Shots of Moodz and Horror Podcast is coming at you live and direct with the homie JP, also known as the Mexicans. And of course, we got Mr. No Fact Checks Tyler, also known as Mr. Saucedo in the house. And I'll be your host, the toxic offender, Moodz. Yeah. What's going on, dudes?
What up? What up?
Ooh. Yeah, episode 307. And as we promised, we're going to continue along with this unplanned Norwegian Horror Month. It's just kind of funny how things just kind of fall into place. But yeah, so last week, of course, we did the Cold Prey trilogy. And this week, we're going to be diving into Dead Snow from 2009 and Dead Snow Red vs. Dead from 2014. Yeah, man. It'd been years actually since I'd watched these films, so it was kind of fun to actually revisit them.
Me too. I noticed I didn't even have the first Dead Snow logged on Letterboxd, so I had to watch it for the first time before 2012.
Yeah, I watched it probably around then, like right around when it came out. It was kind of a popular movie when I first started getting into horror, so that's a long time ago.
It was actually one of those that you guys remember, like the Columbia House CD by mail shit, where you like buy one for a penny or whatever.
I actually don't remember that, but
maybe it was only in the States.
Yeah, I don't know.
There was a DVD version of that.
That's crazy.
And you got like 5 movies for $1 each. And then you just had to agree to buy 3 over the course of a year at full price.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like the Disney Movie Club thing.
Yeah, it was just like the Columbia House
price
CD deal that you had back in the day.
I think it was the same company even.
Yeah, Columbia House.
But the catch is that the full price stuff are slightly overpriced, but you still made out in the deal essentially. So what one, I think I did it like 3 or 4 times, but one of the movies I got off of there was the IFC DVD of Dead Snow, which I paid $1 for.
Nice. Yeah, it was weird. I was like, so the last time I'd watched Dead Snow 2 Red vs. Dead was actually prep for, I think, our 2014.
Yep. Me too.
And the funny thing was, I remember because it was 2014, everything wasn't as accessible online and stuff like that. So I had to actually rent that. And I think I remember a couple months later, whatever, finding a DVD in the dump bin at Walmart. And it was like $5. It was still sitting on my shelf sealed. So that's the way I watched this movie. Was I unwrapped my DVD and watched it, but I have the first one on Blu-ray.
So did I.
And it's so weird because I actually like looked into getting the Blu-ray. It is a lot harder to find than you think it is. I was like, what the fuck? I thought it would be super accessible. And I'm like, no, I was totally wrong on that. So I looked weird. I took a picture and I was like, Blu-ray DVD, and my OCD was getting all fucked up there. And it was weird. But you definitely do notice the difference in quality from watching Dead Snow on Blu-ray to the second one, which is like a bigger, more high budget film. And it didn't look as good because I watched it on DVD.
So I have the first Dead Snow on DVD and it doesn't look very good. The second Dead Snow I also have on DVD, but I opened the DVD but I ended up just watching it on streaming because it was HD.
I thought about it, but I was like, I don't even feel like looking for this. But I was like, and you know what? I was like, it was sealed in the collection. I might as well open it and utilize the $5 that I spent at Walmart.
It was actually hilarious because I didn't remember. So anything I have on DVD that I didn't pick up, like when I was actively watching DVDs, is like, I forget that I own it without looking, you know what I mean? Because I don't really look at my DVD section all that often. And I had built a new shelf over the weekend because I was like fucking out of space like crazy again. So I built a new shelf, which it's has about like 8 racks, about 4 foot wide, 6 and some foot tall, 6.5 feet tall. And it holds about like 80 to 90 Blu-rays, somewhere around there, like 85 somewhere, depending on like how thick they are and stuff, per shelf. So I really was in desperate need of that. So I now have 5 of those shelves that I built, which are the cheapest and most efficient shelves of all time. It costs about $20 to build one. I think I paid $22 now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the way to do it, man. I mean, even trying to find, one that you can buy, like a pre-built one in the store, is hard. I don't even think you can really even buy those things. And plus it'd be way overpriced. The only way to do it is to build your own, really. I mean, the majority of the shelves that I have in my house too, same thing. Just board, like just kind of build them through brackets and stuff like that and do whatever. But I mean, it's way more efficient that way, for sure. But I mean, that's
mine literally consists of 3 2x4s and like 8 1x2s.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's the one thing that every collector has to deal with is space issues. We all have that issue. We're constantly building shelves or getting rid of things or moving things around. Yeah. It's like every time you do an update, like every time at least I do them, because my updates are not normal sized, I always have to rearrange my whole entire fucking room. And it's like, what the hell is going on here, dude? Like,
my collection
it's so out of control.
Is in such disarray right now. It is all over the place. I got shit all out of order from because I started moving stuff like a year ago and I couldn't find a setup that I liked, because how I have my shit organized right now is like 4Ks on like top shelf. And then I have Blu-rays so I have 2 shelves in this room separated. And one of them is stuff I have watched. And then the other one is stuff I haven't opened or watched yet. And it's organized in a weird way. So 4Ks are at the top, both sides. This side is stuff I haven't watched. This side is stuff that I have watched. And then it is Blu-rays, but it's by company. So it's like Scream Factory, Arrow. I think at the time I put it in what I had the most, like Scream Factory had the most, then Arrow, then fucking Vinegar Syndrome. I think Vinegar Syndrome is more than anything right now. So they should really be at the top. And then it's like, Blue Underground, Synapse, Severn, Vestron, Full Moon, Warner Archive. It's by company. on both sides. And then I got a shelf in the hallway that is all DVDs of stuff that I have watched. And then it goes into DVDs of stuff I haven't watched.
Shit.
And then I have another shelf in the hallway that is just random shit that I haven't filed yet. So it's like Blu-rays, DVDs, 4Ks, like
The latest updates that just go on that, that last shelf.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I built another shelf, and what I'm doing is moving all my DVDs further down the hall, the two shelves that are next to each other. And this first shelf right outside the door is gonna be for the Blu-rays of watched and unwatched shit again, because both of these ones are filled with watched and unwatched shit. Like both sides are completely filled. So, and I also have a bunch more DVDs like on little shelves in here. And I have another little shelf over to my left. I have a mini shelf that I started doing only Christmas movies over there. And then I have another shelf that is like studio Blu-rays that don't fit into a company. Just random shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've got like a whole. I call it kind of like
section.
the standard section.
Yeah, it's like just the standard shit.
I've got a whole
like
Christmas section too,
level.
but I've got it separated. Like I have non-horror stuff. It's actually in my kids' game room. There's a shelf in there where it's all the non-horror Christmas films are in there, along with all the video games. So and then in my film room, I've got an entire shelf that's just straight horror. Which is crazy, man. I did it. I think I did a video. Was it last year, the year before? And I had over 100 titles, and I picked up quite a few since.
Well,
of just Christmas horror films. It's fucking wild how many there is. Like I actually have picked up, even with the new ones that are coming in, probably like another 15, 20 that weren't part of that update. Like it's crazy how many there is.
Yeah, so. Like one of the things that I wanted to do, like years ago, I bought this app called like CLZ Collection or something. And you could like scan the barcode and create like the library on your phone.
Yeah.
So you could always see what you have. And I had it like updated to like, a couple thousand movies like 7-8 years ago. And I just like stopped doing it. And I basically had to like just clear everything and restart. But I want to get shit like all on shelves and in order before I start scanning them again. Cause that shit takes forever to scan all them bitches.
Oh, 100%.
So that's kind of what I want to do. Because the app, like now it's like a monthly fee of like $10 or $20. It's really expensive, but I'm like grandfathered into buying it outright back in like 10 years ago.
That's expensive. $10-15 a month.
Yeah.
That's
well,
wild.
I don't know. I haven't looked at that in like forever. You know what I mean?
It wouldn't actually surprise me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just seems like everything's insanely expensive. Yeah, I mean, it's something I've always considered doing would be, to do something like that. But then I think about how long of a process that would be. And it literally blows my mind. Like, dude, it's almost over. Like, I don't get overwhelmed easy. But I think if I start, like, the thing is with me and my mentality, if I start doing that, I would have to finish it because I'd be like, I'm not going to sit there and pay $15 for this and then not do it. You know what I mean? So I know it would just consume my life. It would take over shit, man. I'd be like, yeah.
Years ago when Jeremy turned me on to it, he bought a barcode scanner.
I know, I remember that.
Like gun one because he got tired of doing it using his phone. Yeah. And I was like, you're ridiculous. You're going to use this barcode scanner like one real time in your life.
That's fucking hilarious.
$35.99 for it. I think that was back when he was like wasn't working and just used his mom's credit card. So I guess.
Oh my god! What? He just had like unfettered access to his mom's credit card.
I mean, he had to not be a retard on it, but yeah, pretty much.
But he still used his mom's credit card to buy shit, which is absolutely insane to me. I couldn't even imagine doing that. That would be fucking wild.
Every day's Christmas.
Yeah, every day's Christmas.
Or Hanukkah, I guess.
Yeah,
Hanukkah.
Totally. Well, it is more than one day, right?
Yeah.
So it makes a little bit more sense.
But I did build
on the 143rd day of Hanukkah.
I have not actually I have it empty right now. I haven't like fully I actually moved everything from one shelf to another, but it's like all out of order and shit. So I gotta spend some time organizing that shit. It's gonna take me a few days for sure. not if I like obviously if I just sit there and do it for hours, I'll do it one day, but I'll do like an hour here and there.
I'm pretty good actually. Like when I finish an update and when I put everything away, I put it away in the right spots. It's just everything is so packed. And like I do have piles like where my vinegar syndrome is just totally fucking bled out of the shelves, and I have stacks on the ground, like my TerrorVision stuff stacked on the ground. I have a huge stack of fucking Severance stuff. I've got partner label stuff. Like I have like hundreds and hundreds of partner label stuff.
Dude, I hate putting shit on shelves because like you like, okay, I'm going to take, 10 titles from the bottom shelf, and then I'm going to move 10 down from this shelf and 10 down from this shelf. And like just doing that and trying to create space for like a couple titles is like such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, that's why you always have to have a little bit of room in between the shelves and stuff, so you can kind of put
I know, but then you use
there.
all that room, and you're like, got to make more room.
Dude, it's like my Agfa section, man. Oh my god!
And you always think you have more room than you do, and you put 6 titles, and you're like, shit, I got to make more room again.
I know. Fuck. Such a.
And then you're like looking at your titles, and you're like, please don't be any S's, because my A shelf is like not that packed right now, but like looking down by the S's, that shit's tight.
You're right. Like towards the end, man, with their X, Y's, and Z's, it's like just empty as fuck. Like, come on, man. Need more zombie films, But
that's some shit that like if you don't collect, you're just like have no fucking clue about.
I think most people that are, I mean, not everyone that listens to this podcast is a collector, but I think they understand our nightmare that we live through all the time, even if you're not a big collector. But I think they get it now. I mean,
was that you, Tyler, who said that you were downsizing?
I'm not really downsizing, but now I am getting to like the point where I'm thinking about, maybe selling some of the stuff, like some of like the cinematographs or some movies that like I'm just never watching again that I might have nice editions of.
That was one of my most proud moments recently, is when I got rid of most of that label.
But I got like the only like label I have categorized as the Criterions, obviously, but I have like twice as much as them compared to anyone else. Like,
your Criterion collection trumps mine, but
Kino,
you know why I don't have as much.
Yeah, that Kino is not that much smaller than my Criterion.
I'm surprised my Kino actually isn't big, like hasn't like overtaken some of the other labels. Like
mine's pretty fucking big.
I still think for me it's Vinegar Syndrome, Arrow, Scream Factory are like my top 3. I surprisingly have a good bit of Umbrellas too, because when I was getting all those screeners.
I just like this label. Oh my god, I have so much of every label.
I do so have all my 4Ks on one shelf though, and I do have a predicament I haven't addressed yet, but I know what I'm going to do. I have a shelf left over from the last time I had to buy a bigger shelf for my Criterions, and right now my 4Ks are in the shelf before that for when my Criterions had their own section. So this is the second time I've had to buy a bigger shelf for the Criterions. So I'm going to take that.
Have you considered building?
Not really.
Is that drywall back there?
No. Actually, no. This one's drywall. With my basement is concrete, and that's where the bulk of my stuff
I thought
is.
that's where you are.
No, when I used to record, like up until like 75 show was the first show I did in this room. I like cleaned out this room and I turned this into like the podcasting room. So this is
just put some gyprock up down the basement and fucking start putting holes in that shit, making shelves.
My basement's like all concrete walls.
Yeah, I mean that's how everyone's basement is at one time, and then you got to put walls up.
I'm not doing all that. I'm just buying a show for $100 and like
you can't even find. You literally can't find.
The reason that building your shelves are better is because you can go higher. Right?
Yeah.
So you can have like a wall. Of windows.
But
like those shelves behind you, those are nice shelves if you have a smaller collection. But look at all the space above it you're wasting.
Yeah, I got 3 shelves like this. 2 of them are completely full, and mine are
like right to the roof.
So I'm gonna take that medium-sized shelf from my old Criterion collection and move my 4Ks into it while I still have space, and take that smaller shelf that my 4Ks are in now and move that into the other 2 cases that are this size. And that'll just hold the water for a little bit. And then after that, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, does your girl like have an issue with how many movies you have?
No, not really. But
Okay, that's good because some people like that's like a big like point of contention in a relationship is like they don't want like movies all over the fucking house, like where it gets too ridiculous.
Nah,
Like my
it's just-
shit is ridiculous. Like Moodz' shit is ridiculous. Like there's so many that it is a bit ridiculous. But like luckily with like Carly and shit and like my family, like nobody gives a fuck. Like I just buy whatever I want because I make the money, you know?
yeah.
The problem is with me is that I don't just collect movies. I have another room for just music too. I've taken over the entire house.
I know. It's
This
behind you
room-
right now.
A lot of people think it's movies. It's actually music, but like,
Yeah.
and then I got the whole room upstairs. It's like my wife's desk is actually in this room. And that's where she does payroll and all the type of shit. It's like she's got this little corner in this room. Like, and I feel so bad. I got a whole room upstairs. It's like our spare room that's not a spare room anymore. But yeah, no, like I mean, having two different types of collecting habits.
There
is
there
brutal.
definitely is a point where I will hit like maximum. It's still like years away, but the only solution I have for that is either get rid of like because I do have a lot of DVDs. Like I was looking at to when
You
I was
got
building
land.
shit.
You got land. Why don't you fucking just invest in building a fucking man cave, like a huge ass, like not. I don't want to call it a shed, but like a garage. Like make a
Yeah.
fucking mini house, basically.
Kind of my
Insulate
dream,
it.
honestly.
I actually seen a guy do this one time. I don't think his channel's on YouTube anymore, but he was a collector and he's kind of like me, actually, had music and movies and stuff like that. And he was a big collector and stuff, but he didn't want to move out of his house and he had a little bit of room. So he actually built like a massive man cave in his property. And so it was a mini house. It really was. He built a bar in it. It was like 2 floors. It was this huge fucking thing where he could just have all of his shit and he put it in there. And I was like, that's what I've always wanted to do. Have all my shit together in just one thing, have a big ass, like, you know, movie theater, bar, all that type of shit. But like, it's just still yours. It's like your house, but it's not your house. That'd be fucking amazing, dude.
I could do another 3 shelves in this room if I wanted.
Really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
And I could
I'm, like,
do
out of room,
one
man.
more in the hallway. And then I have the entire living room that I've never even touched.
See, my thing is though, too, like, I mean, I probably could build like even in here, but like the room upstairs, it's completely 360. There's shelves all the way from the ground to the roof. And the walk-in closet is all, it's all
Shelves.
full too.
Yeah,
So the
I
whole
saw
room is,
that.
and there's the middle shelf that was built kind of like, you know, an old, like, you know, movie store kind of shelf that the wife built and stuff. But
Yeah, that's kind of how Parker's is if you go to his house. Like I've walked in his movie room before and it's all the walls are covered floor to ceiling in shelves. And then he has like a centerpiece as well.
yeah, that's what I got in there. And one side is like the whole one side is all Shell Factory stuff. And the other side is just Arrow and Kino. And it's a lot of
the
fucking room.
centerpiece thing.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. And then it's cool because in the middle, because I have like box sets all stacked. The one side's like all arrows and I got a bunch of boxes. So that kind of houses that
Yeah.
shit. But my box set game is completely out of control. And that's actually what's killing my room. Like literally the room that I have is boxes take up a lot of fucking room, bro.
Well, that's why I said like
So-
over the years, I've like started to gravitate towards more of like the compact box sets than like needing a whole big ass box with each individual case.
I can't do. I always like to pull them out and see the artworks and stuff like that. That's why I never.
I agree, it's
too
nicer, but it's
invested-
just like space, bro.
I know. I mean, I could probably do something like where I watch films downstairs. But the problem is I love posters and that entire room has like 30 or 40 frame posters. Like there's no room anywhere in that whole basement. It's crazy. Like even the hallways are covered in fucking frame posters. So, and I've always been a poster person. That's always been my thing. So I don't really want to take those down and then start putting shelves up. in
I
there.
know that well, that's what I was thinking too, is like if I did more shelves in this room, it would eliminate like walls of posters. that I
Yeah,
have, you know what I
absolutely.
mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's, I think really the only way to
I think
solve
really the
this
only
problem-
solution is if we all pitch our money together and buy a compound.
Just have all these collections that are just segregated in their own spots and shit. Well, that's Tyler's. Here's JP's. Here's Moodz. It's fucking hilarious. Big signs
film.
like the Mexicans and Mr. Saucedo. That's fucking awesome.
The film compound.
That would be so fucking
Oh.
crazy to see.
The girls can have one room to split between them.
Yeah, that's all they need.
That's funny as hell.
Let's be real.
So yeah, that's fucking hilarious, man. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy too. Like I was actually thinking, like since I did my last update, I think I've only got 6 or 7 things in. I mean, it is that time of year. I'm not really buying a lot for myself and shit like that. Actually, we're not doing a lot of Christmas presents this year because we're actually going to Banff. We're traveling. We're doing like a family reunion type thing this year. So we're just kind of doing like the stocking thing. So we're not spending a ton of money that way. But yeah, man, it's going to be a fucking weird ass Christmas. So anyways, yeah, I just haven't been buying a whole lot, but I couldn't resist though, because Shout Factories, even though they're pretty much, I don't know what the hell their deal is right now, but they're still dropping heat, man, on that Hong Kong line and shit like that. So much Shaw Brothers stuff is crazy. But yeah, did you guys hear?
No, I didn't hear.
You guys didn't hear?
What?
Fucking Tarantino was talking about our podcast.
Shit.
He was talking about our podcast, and apparently he doesn't like our podcast.
Oh no.
So I immediately I did the natural thing that anybody would do in the world that we live in. I ran to social media and I made some cry posts about it. Oh my God, dude. Seriously. I am so fucking sick of people being offended by other people's opinions. Like I just saw one right before. The reason why I'm bringing this up, making fun of it, is because it was Matthew Lillard. I guess Tarantino mentioned something about Matthew Lillard not really liking him as
he
an actor,
said
something like that.
it starts with Paul Dano. We hate him. He doesn't like.
Which I don't even give a fuck. Like I'm just like whatever. But like Matthew Lillard's response, I'm like, bro, you're a fucking actor. You're gonna get critiqued by everybody. Not everyone's gonna like you. Why do you fucking care if everybody likes you or not? Like this is what I don't understand.
I think you're just honest that it stung that Tarantino didn't thought he sucked. Which, if it's someone you respect who thinks you suck, I could see that kind of hurting a bit. My thing, I think he has more reason to say something than everybody else whining. It's like, who cares who Tarantino likes and doesn't like, bro? And we all have actors we don't like and like.
I know, and
he's the other guy he said he didn't like.
He's one of the only people in Hollywood that really kind of says shit like that. Like he doesn't even do it for shock value either. He's just speaking the truth.
He's just being a fan.
If you have a conversation with him, he's going to tell you what he likes and doesn't like, and it's probably going to lead to maybe individuals that he likes and doesn't like and stuff like that. In his conversation, it is what it is. You don't like. I'm sure Scorsese and all these other big time directors like Cronenberg and shit like that. There's guys in the industry they don't like either. They just don't say it because that's just who they are. I like
that Tarantino doesn't sugarcoat shit and speaks his.
That's why I love Tarantino. I love everything.
That's what we always want people to do. We don't want them to give us fake answers and just.
But my point is like you just think that people would have a little bit thicker skin, considering you put yourself out there as an artist. You're always going to be critiqued. There's always people that are going to talk about you, whether it's good or not. People do with our show. There's people that don't like us. There's people that like us. It is what it is, dude. You can't please everybody. Why would you get all pissed off if someone's like, fuck Moodz? I'm like, I don't care, bro. It's not going to not make me do the show. I'm not going to run to social media and make cry posts about it and act like a fucking sissy bitch, pussy motherfucker. I'm so tired of reading these things. I'm just like, why would you even care? I mean, Matthew Lillard is fine. I don't think that he's an outstanding actor. I think he's great as Shaggy. But it is what it is. People like what they want to like, and that's the way it's going to be. I just don't understand why it's such big fucking news, man. But I just find it hilarious that you're like a grown ass adult and you're like, and then he ends his post with like Tarantino's an asshole or something like that. I mean, come on, man.
Wait, who did?
Matthew Lillard's post. Like the last part of it was like,
is that real? I didn't see that part.
I didn't see that part.
I don't fucking know. It was right at the bottom of the post. So it might not have been. Who knows? Who cares? But the reaction still has got to be him. And I'm just like, really? Is this really big news? And the comments are just like, yeah, fuck Tarantino, fuck Tarantino. I'm like, oh my God, stop. You guys are fucking so sour about nothing, man. Who the fuck is calling me right now? Hayim Dirk. Hayim a Dirk.
From the quote that I saw, he said, I'm very he was at a Comic-Con or something. He said, I'm very popular in this room. I'm not very popular in Hollywood. Two totally different microcosms, right? And so, it's humbling and it hurts. I think that's totally fine.
But why do you even have to bring it up anyways? Who cares?
Someone asked him.
I would just be like, bro, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, even though it stings, you don't like let people, because this is the world that we live in. People don't care about positivity. They want the negativity, and they want to be like, oh yeah, Tarantino started some shit and Lillard he responded like a crybaby bitch. And man,
no, you need to calm down on this Lillard hate, bro.
I'm not. I think Matthew Lillard's fine. I like, dude, I'm a huge Scooby-Doo fan. I think he does a great job. I mean, it's not somebody that I think about going, yeah, if I was doing a film, I'm going to be like, man, you know what? I think Matthew Lillard would be fucking great for this part. It's just, he's fine. I don't dislike him.
Oh, and then I guess he went on to say, whatever, who gives a shit?
Still. I mean,
I'm just saying, like,
I know social media is going to blow the fuck up everything. It's just funny to me.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, dude, honestly, if one of my favorite directors told me that I fucking sucked in my job, I'd be like, damn, that fucking stings, bro. Like, I don't see anything wrong with saying that.
Who was the other guy that he said you didn't like? It started with Paul Dano, and then like Matthew Lillard was the last one. Who was the other dude?
Yeah, there was somebody else. I don't know.
Yeah, there
was Owen Wilson. It was Owen Wilson.
Oh yeah. The Owen Wilson thing's funny because you guys know my hate for him.
Like, what's like?
See, this is why I love Tarantino. He's always right. He's always right. Owen Wilson.
Yeah, it was someone that was like very mild. It was like, I can see that.
Well, he was getting held the other week for saying, I don't know if he's doing a lot of press right now because of Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair, which I didn't even get to go see. My coworker's husband went today at like noon. It's 4.5 hours.
I thought that's what you were doing on Friday when you were like MIA.
No, remember I said I fucking went home and passed out?
I know, but that's what I thought you were doing. But
that's what I was gonna do, but Carly ended up with the COVID, so I didn't.
Oh, is that why she was so sick?
With someone, but I guess he said something along the lines of like he was dissing the chick who wrote fucking Hunger Games, for being a ripoff of Battle Royale and shit like that. Bro, you would swear Hunger Games is like a beloved Harry Potter film or something. Like, people were coming out of the damn woodwork, like talking about, well, Tarantino rips off every movie he's ever directed. And
no, I think you need a little more so I think the way this conversation started years ago was she was criticized for exactly the same thing, for ripping off Battle Royale.
She said she never seen it.
But she said she never even heard of it or seen it or nothing. And then that's when people were kind of like, really? It's very fucking...
Yeah, but nobody's saying that now. Everybody's like, Tarantino's a dickhead.
I know, but I mean, narratives always change and stuff. It's the same. Yeah. It's the same difference as like the dudes that wrote Final Destination said they'd never seen Soul Survivor or even heard of it or whatever. And I was like, okay, but it's like the exact same story. Coincidence can happen. But come on,
yeah,
bro. Battle Royale.
I feel like I'm more likely to believe that Soul Survivor one than...
I think I'm likely to believe both of them, to be honest with you.
Dude, what? Battle Royale is such a popular thing.
Between, like, it is for us, but if you say, you're saying Battle Royale to the average person,
I'm calling bullshit on both of them, bro. These guys were claiming that they were huge horror fans and they'd never heard of Soul Survivor. Soul Survivor wasn't a fucking...
Were they claiming they're huge horror fans? It was a fucking X-Files episode that they wrote.
Yeah, Soul Survivor is not a popular movie.
Yeah, I've never even seen it. I never even fucking heard of it before you said
I've seen it, and it's like...
You're a basic bitch. Stop being a basic bitch. That's ridiculous. Come on. I've
seen it, and it's like... It has a similar premise, but it's like there's still like a lot of variation, I would say.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean they didn't take the idea and just roll and do their own thing.
Yeah, I'm more apt to believe. Like,
I don't give a fuck what you believe. I'm just using it as an example of very similar situations that people have criticized and definitely had opinions about. I mean, the Battle Royale Hunger Games thing is like inexcusable to me. It's literally just the same thing, but like more on like a PG level. It's ridiculous. Like, I just feel like there's no fucking way that
I just didn't know that Hunger Games was that beloved, man.
Dude, that
Like
shit is
I had no
Oh, yeah,
fucking
it is.
clue.
dude, Hunger Games
That's
is,
like Harry
fucking
Potter,
Harry
of the
Potter
next
style.
generation. Yeah, that's
Dude,
like
it's
Harry
the same
Potter
thing.
of
It's
the next
so
generation.
big. It's so big. People
I just
love those
remember when it
books.
came out, people were just like, "It's all right." Like it's kind of fucking cheesy, but
But it was the
I don't
books,
know.
bro.
Maybe
It was
I'm
the books.
tripping.
People loved the books.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
the
they made the
books.
movies. The books were huge before the movies.
yeah, I do remember. I remember the books being huge, but
Yeah.
I just thought that the movies, like, because they were, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of it wrong, and they are talking about the books.
But to me, it's like it was like it's kind of adjacent to like, you know, Harry Potter. Harry Potter was massive, but the books were huge and the movies are huge, and you know, different level for Hunger Games, but same difference. They were still massive in both ways. So
Yeah, but I think everybody hates them now.
yeah, that's because everyone realized that she's a liar.
Who?
The author of the books.
No, I'm talking about the Harry Potter shit.
Oh, why does everyone hate Harry Potter?
Because fucking what's her face?
J.K. Rowling doesn't really like trans people.
People are mad.
People
about that,
people
bro.
are bringing politics into the movie, like that your opinion on that state of society has nothing to do with the quality of the books or the movies. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I don't give a fuck if what she.
This
cares
is exactly
about,
the
really.
conversation we've had hundreds of times on the podcast. I like Clown House and I like pedophiles. Oh, that
I
sounded
think
really bad.
I don't.
Victor
Help,
Salva's
police,
movies.
help, police, help, police.
Victor Salva's movies, I tend to like the majority of his films. He is a raging piece of shit, but I'm that person that can separate the art from real life. Even though there is some moments in Jeepers Creepers that are a little bit, holy shit. I'm going to say Jeepers Creepers, man. Like part 2, man, with the boys peeing is it's a little much.
I'm not a fan of Victor's work, but I did have Rosemary's Baby as my number 1 movie of my top 100.
But again, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
See, again, that's a great example.
I don't really
the art from the person. It's like a lot of people know that I like Woody Allen films. Woody Allen's a fucking weirdo. I know that. Everybody knows Woody Allen's a weirdo, but I like Woody Allen films. I really fucking do. I've been a big fan of Woody Allen my entire life. And
dude, if Hitler directed a masterpiece, I would still fucking like the movie.
Speaking of Hitler, Ingmar Bergman was a bit of a Nazi sympathizer. So
Yeah, right. So, but
Really?
I don't really have beef with
he
anybody.
wasn't like a fucking huge like political person, but he said some pretty sideways things about.
Wasn't like Walt Disney like? There's some
Walt
rumor
Disney
that he
was-
was like a fucking
yeah, I've
boys
heard
with
things.
Hitler or something.
Yeah.
Is Walt Disney like not Jewish?
Well, Walt Disney was known to be a really big racist.
Yeah, that kind of seems like he would be.
But
I
he
don't
was.
know.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I think there's a lot of rumors. Like, I mean, obviously, it's, you know, it is what it is. But he's
I mean,
been known as being.
I don't
big
trust
bigot.
any. I don't trust any fucking. Oh, I'm sure he was a bigot. But the Hitler thing is the thing that I'm curious about.
I mean, it could be
but
part
yeah.
of it, but I don't really know about that. But
I don't
I've
trust.
heard that
I
he
don't
was
trust
pretty-
anyone. I don't trust.
Like my thing is, I don't really
have.
have beef with anybody who can't or doesn't want to separate the two. I just think life is like a lot sweeter if you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
just
have
don't
beef
give
with.
a fuck.
I don't have beef with people. I just don't understand what the problem is. Like, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I don't. It's like you're watching an artist.
There's way more important things in my life. I just don't have the fucking energy to care about like what some guy did.
I mean, if we
Dude.
started like
know.
not liking movies based on, you know, the artists' backgrounds and shit that they've done, man, dude, seriously, we're half the shit that we watch. We have to throw in the dumpster now. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of dirt on a lot of fucking people and shit like that. I know pedophilia and shit.
And there's
like
like a
that's
lot
probably
of
some the
shit
lowest.
that we'll never even know, right? I mean, you pretty much have to. At this point, you probably have to boycott every Hollywood movie.
I know. I
I'm
can't.
sure you could tie it to some scum in some way.
Well, it's just like it's the whole Kevin Spacey thing though too, right? Kevin Spacey, yeah. I mean, the allegations are pretty out there, pretty nasty shit.
I like
is
when
what- you
it's someone
believe it-
I don't care about at all.
Believe what you want to believe, but like it's never gonna stop me from watching Seven ever again. I'm gonna watch that
Oh
movie
yeah,
probably,
he is in Seven.
you know,
He's
and
the fucking bad guy. I
yeah,
always forget that.
that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not gonna not watch Seven
He's
because
pretty
Kevin
damn good in
Spacey
that movie too.
was raping the kid from fucking Dazed and Confused. Like,
Wait,
I
is
just
that what he did?
yeah. Well, that
Oh,
was one of the
shit.
allegations. That's not like I think they proved
Then when he got
that was
caught,
true.
he was like, but when he got caught, he tried to deflect, and he's like, "I'm gay."
That
Yeah.
doesn't work, bro.
I always forget the guy's name from Days Confused. He's the dude that he's one of the dorks. He's one of the geeks in the film. I always forget his name. The blonde-haired kid. But yeah,
The main
anyways,
fucking kid.
but anyways, let's face it here, man. Hollywood has been known as Holly Weird for a reason. There's a lot of shit. I mean, the casting couch is a real thing. I mean, there's a lot of weird shit that happens in Hollywood and a lot of weird people involved. Artists are weird. They do crazy and weird shit. I'm not trying to justify this at all, especially the horrendous stuff like pedophilia and rape and all that other bullshit. But like at the same time, it's like, bro, like you can't denounce the movies that these guys put out and stuff like that at the same time. But maybe you can. I don't know.
You can, but I just don't.
I just don't. Like I said, you make a good point about the energy. I can't put the energy into worrying about that shit because there's just so much of it that you would have to worry about. It's too much. It's overwhelming. It's too much. And it's kind of ridiculous, actually. But
That's your privilege showing that you don't have to care about these things.
Yeah, I guess so.
well, it's not really privilege.
I mean, nobody has
I'm just
to.
saying that's what someone
choose
that would
to.
just.
Well, everyone has that privilege. Everybody has the right to like or not like something.
No, that's
That's why
democracy
we
that we live
fucking
in.
live in America, dog.
We live in a
That's-
democracy
That's what someone who disagree with you would probably say. That's your privilege, dog. You don't have to worry about that because you're privileged.
yeah, but that word privilege is used completely wrong because it's not. It's
I wish
everyone's
somebody would
right.
tell
It's
me
not
I'm
privilege. It's
privileged.
right. You have a right to say and do what you want, but everyone doesn't have to agree with
You're
it.
only half privileged.
Bro.
You're only half privileged.
Dude, it's bad when the fucking white half of you side is way less fucking successful than the Mexican half. Like that side of the family is much better off than the fucking Caucasian side, bro.
Well, it's also a fucking stereotype though too. I mean,
Right, yeah.
there's a lot of white people that suck at life. So
The stereotypes come from somewhere.
Yeah, dude, like it's like that Theo Vaughn joke, bro. It's like, bro, where's this privilege at? Everybody
Yeah,
keeps
like,
talking
listen-
about because, like, in the fucking trailer park, bro. Like, I don't see this shit anywhere, man.
yeah. Well, I can tell you one thing, man. If you're trailer parks around here, man, there's not a lot of privilege in those places, man.
That's kind of an oxymoron.
It's pretty low budget around here. Like I've never seen, like, I mean, there's trailer areas and stuff, but like that are decent, but like the actual parks.
Oh yeah, me and Dave just had a conversation about.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't
But for
think
the
you
most
understood
part,
what I was saying.
It's not even like a stereotype though. Too, a lot of trailer parks. It's just for lower income people and stuff like that.
Trailer parks are different than fucking owning a trailer. Is
Exactly.
what I was trying to get
Exactly.
down to saying. Like I drove past this trailer the other day. They got a fucking garage built on the side. They got a whole extension built in the back. Fucking shit is nasty nice, bro.
Well, a lot of people around here, like when you go on the outskirts, like on the way to my cabin and stuff, there's a lot of people that have bought properties, and instead of spending the $500,000 or $600,000 to build a house, they put a double wide trailer on there, and they have this beautiful property. But
For
it's like
half the cost.
Exactly. I mean, the thing is, like buying property around here, you're not going to find anything out there for less than probably 250, 300,000 for property. So if you factor in building something with the cost of lumber and all that type of shit now, it's like you're looking at $1 million. So you put a fucking double wide on there, cut your costs in half, and you got a beautiful land, and it's a brand new double wide. Who cares? Like the idea of because you're living in a trailer makes you a lesser person or society, whatever I don't even know what the fuck conversation, how that was even supposed to be perceived.
Know, bro.
Doesn't mean anything. There is a stigma when it comes to trailer parks. That's a totally different thing. There's a reason why people live in those things, right? It's yeah. But if you're putting a brand new on a property that you bought, it's totally different, bro. There's people that buy huge ass 30 something foot, pole trailers and put them on properties out there. And that's where they live in too. It's
like
crazy.
There's some trailers that look so damn good. It just looks like a ranch house, like ranch style.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't even be able to tell unless you walk up on it.
Oh, absolutely, man. I've seen some really nice ones. Actually, I really like those ranch style. Like when I was growing up, my mom's friends, like they had a daughter that was born basically with her ligaments in her knees all fucked up. So she couldn't bend her knees. So so what they did is they tore down their house on their farm and they built a ranch house because she couldn't use stairs. And this thing was fucking ginormous, dude. Like seriously, it was so long that you could run from one side to the other and like be out of breath. Like
I like those style houses too. They're
super
neat.
cool, man. Super, super fucking cool. But again, you know, she couldn't bend her knees and stuff like
The
that.
most famous propane salesman of all time lives in a ranch house.
Yep, he sure does.
Kale.
I live in a ranch.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I have a raised ranch.
Interesting.
nice. But
So
anything else going on?
yeah, probably the elephant in the room. I just want to hear you guys' opinions on this. I'm sure everybody has their opinions, but what are your guys' thoughts on Netflix buying Warner Brothers? Oh my god, I can't talk. It's an interesting scenario.
What is it?
So Netflix
bought Warner Brothers.
is buying. They haven't bought them
Or is
yet.
buying
It
them,
hasn't
yeah.
been approved yet, but
They won the bid, right? That's what it
okay.
is.
So so they won the bid, but it still needs to be approved by whoever approves this shit. I don't even understand who
The
has to do this.
government or something?
It's some. There's other people involved.
The
So
government
basically,
lobbies.
Netflix is in the runnings to actually purchase Warner Brothers and all of its affiliates with all the Warner Brothers pictures, and so basically everything Warner Brothers, which includes New Line Cinema.
This is horrible.
It's actually
Horrible,
really,
bro.
It's actually. I was thinking about this today while I was.
It's
working.
actually kind of scary.
No, I was thinking about this while I was working. I was like, my God, dude. Okay, when Disney bought Fox, that was kind of the start of like their monopolization, you know. And I was kind of worried that Disney, considering how much fucking loot that they have, was going to keep buying up shit and just kind of monopolize. Now we know that Netflix is by far the biggest streaming service in the world. Like, I mean, these guys are doing big ass fucking things.
But they actually want to kill physical media.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So them buying up Warner Brothers is actually kind of scary for a bunch of reasons. So I think obviously for the collectors, if they do get the catalog, anything Warner Brothers and Warner Brothers related is never going to come out on physical media ever again. We know that. But the
only benefit of it is we probably see much faster movement on franchise films, but they'll be Netflix films. Like we'll probably get a Nightmare on Elm
and
Street
that's the other flip part of it that really kind of scares me is like, so if Netflix owns Warner Brothers, they're still going to run their studio, but then their studio films are going to go straight to Netflix. That's the word on the street. I'm not 100% sure that they're going to.
I think they'll still do a lot of theatrical because Netflix has dabbled in theatrical stuff.
Yeah. Well, what they'll do is because they want to fucking qualify for the awards and stuff like that. So they'll purchase these films and then they'll put them theatrical. Right. So I can see them purchasing Warner Brothers and still having a lot of their big franchise and a lot of their big potential films, like new Final Destination film that comes out. The new Godzilla films are Warner Brothers. Like there's a lot of things. Gremlins 3 is a potential Warner Brothers film that, you know, might not be theatrical. But I think that the way I perceived it today, because I was thinking, holy shit, if they don't do any theatricals and just go everything to Netflix, that's going to kill theaters like a motherfucker too. It's going to help kill theaters even more. When you start taking theatrical films out of there, it's not good for anybody. It's really hurting a lot of people around. But my God, dude, I'm thinking to myself going, this can't be life. Like if they do purchase a studio, I personally don't think that they're going to put everything straight to Netflix. Could you imagine?
No, they never do. They never do. Even the library they have now, they don't, because they want to be able to cycle through stuff and add stuff and shit to keep people engaged. But then they also take shit away too.
But just word on the street, but people are freaking out. They're like, oh my God, this is the end of theaters. Like we're never going to see another Warner Brothers film in theater. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think that they're going to be like, hey, the new Godzilla film that's made, every film that comes out from Warner Brothers is making tons of fucking money. They're going to put that straight to Netflix. Bullshit. They're going to do that. There's no fucking way. Gremlins 3, of course, is getting a theatrical. This is crazy. So I'm not like overly worried. The thing that, on the flip side, you know, going back to the physical media thing, that scares me a little bit because
I'm more concerned about that.
I know. And Warner Brothers, if you look at the history of the catalog that they have, it is very, very deep, bro. There's a lot of classic films. We're talking all through the 40s all the way up. You know, those things are going to just kind of disappear. I mean, not because Netflix isn't necessarily going to put all these films on their streaming service. Probably not going to happen. And if they're not coming out in physical media anymore, over time, they're just kind of dissipate and kind of get lost in the shuffle kind of thing. It's a scary thought.
I will bootleg fucking Netflix so hard.
Okay, so
Bro,
I'm glad you brought this up because I have this
so
written down.
annoyed by this.
I have. It's funny you bring that up because I even thought to myself, I'm like, there's already a lot of bootleg services that have, you know, shown up since Netflix has all these straight to Netflix films. And I remember when the Texas Chainsaw Massacre film came out, like Stinky Tuna, and there was a bunch of other places that were just heavily bootlegging it because they weren't going to release physical copies. And honestly, I don't feel fucking bad buying a bootleg of a film that I know that's not going to get a legit release. And I'm thinking to myself going, holy shit, dude, these companies are just going to thrive on this shit now. But it does kind of suck though that like Netflix is notorious for, they're not going to license out anything to boutique labels and stuff like that. So we're going to have to heavily rely on everything going forward as a bootleg, and everything that you wanted from the past as a bootleg now too. If it hadn't been released, or if you want something, but it's scary, man. I'm not overly too worried about the theaters suffering, because I don't think that they're going to not put some of these films or have theatrical runs. I just couldn't imagine it. I can't imagine that happening, but I could be wrong. And I hope I'm wrong. Like, I really hope that, or that I'm not right about them fucking just not putting everything in theaters. But I don't know. This whole situation is scary. I mean, it's not 100% confirmed yet, but look what happened when Disney bought Fox. If you do a deep dive into the Fox catalog, the number one thing that we just talked about recently was Inferno. That fucking sucks. But 20th Century Fox, like, Fox has so many films in the catalog that never got their due because Fox wasn't even doing that shit, and now we'll never get them. That catalog's even more dissipated.
I think it is better than Disney buying them.
Well, yeah, I mean, fuck Disney, right? I mean, what's the difference though? We're still not going to get any of these movies. Like, even when Disney bought 20th Century Fox, they don't put a lot of their stuff up on streaming.
Right, but at least with Netflix, like, we're not going to get like a Disney-fied fucking Nightmare on Elm Street movie. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, because Disney's, they do everything PG and okay. For sure. I mean, Netflix definitely doesn't pull any strings when it comes to putting out film. I mean, look at when the Chainsaw film came out. I mean, that was no PG shit. That was no PG-13. It was rough. It was. Yeah,
and look at that bitch stuck on streaming, never released on Blu-ray.
But my point is, they released a Chainsaw film to Netflix that was a Chainsaw film. Right. It was no bullshit. So, I mean, you like the film or not, it still was gory as fuck, and it had its moments, right? So, I mean, Netflix has done films over the years that they've either purchased or even done originals and stuff that have been pretty decent. But I mean, if you look at their run of like originals and shit.
Oh, I have some news after this.
They haven't released a lot of stuff that I've actually really loved. What was that one that they did with Sandra Bullock years ago? Was that Birds of Prey? Was that, no, not Birds of Prey. What the fuck was that one called? Do you remember that one? It was like a big deal. I think it got like nominated for some shit. Anyways, I don't know. I thought it was kind of overrated, but I don't know. It's just, you remember back in the day when competition was like a good thing, and it's kind of interesting in our lifetime how we watched Netflix basically decimate video stores. And now Netflix is actually decimating studios.
How they're coming for this
and Disney. Like, if Disney and Netflix just buy up everything, it'll just be a straight up two-bird monopolization system. If they have everything, that's crazy. And it could potentially happen, because back in the day, like I said, competition was a good thing. But we live in a world now where nobody gives a fuck about competition. And what do they do with the competition? They fucking eat it up. They just buy it up. That's a scary ass thought, bro. This would never have happened 25 years ago, 30 years ago. This would have never happened 30 years ago. Nobody was buying up full fucking corporations, man. It's crazy. We're living scary times, man. So if you like your movies and they're out there, especially Warner Brothers shit right now, I'm telling you, because if this shit goes through and, you want, didn't Hitchcock have films on Warner? Like, there's so many, dude, I haven't really done a deep dive into like, I can think of a bunch of Warner Brothers films, but I mean, if you don't have them in your collection, man, you might want to get them, because once they're gone, they're gone. If this goes through on physical media, I'm not saying they're gone forever. They may show up on Netflix, but Netflix only puts up so much shit on there anyways. And I mean, the one thing about Netflix that's actually quite compelling to me is they don't cater to older films whatsoever. There's not a lot of films that are like from the 70s and pre 70s. You know what I mean? Like, there is, but there isn't. It's a lot of modern films, a lot of lower budget.
Yeah, you're actually real. when it first started, there was a lot of 60s, 70s stuff. Now it's like 80s and beyond. There's really not a lot of 70s stuff on.
There's
on Netflix.
Netflix is very.
They've even taken a lot of the 80s stuff off too. It's getting newer and newer.
It's very modern stuff. Yeah,
I would say like from the year 2000 up, like the last 25. If you look at the majority of the films that are on there, I would say it outnumbers big time to pre 2000.
The stuff that's pre 2000 on there is extremely popular stuff.
Oh, of course, yeah. And it's getting like you said, like I remember getting Netflix. I think it was back in 2008. I think is when it came out or whatever, and it was like $7 or $5. It was crazy. But the catalog on there was pretty cool, man. Like there was a ton of older shit, a lot of really good stuff, and then all that stuff kind of started disappearing because of the rights and stuff like that. But they never really replaced it with older stuff. You don't get a lot of classic cinema. They don't cater to like old Westerns. Like you want to go onto Netflix and watch some John Wayne shit. Yeah. That's not happening, bro. You got to go to AMC and watch some fucking commercials.
Yeah. Go HBO for that.
HBO or whatever. AMC, whatever the fuck, man.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I'm just very annoyed I was annoyed when, Disney bought 20th Century Fox, but this one's even worse, I think, because it's just kind of really putting things in perspective of how it's really going. And it frightens me a little bit. It kind of does. So, yeah. Start buying up them Warner archives, man. I'm glad that they bought a lot over the years because a lot of those films, man.
I have quite a few of them, but there's still like plenty that.
There's still a few that I want to. And like, I'm very choosy when it comes to them because they're quite expensive here, but like, there is a couple more. Here. Yeah. So I know
I got about 100 of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I pretty much only buy the horror and the blaxploitation stuff.
Yeah, I buy I love it that they have all this classic stuff.
Yeah, they've got quite the range, man. Like, but that's the cool thing. It's like they have like this big range of like blaxploitation and like old horror films and like really good stuff. Like it's pretty cool. But I mean, if I was collecting all those type of genres like you are, dude. Just classics upon classics, man. So, GP.
Yeah. One thing that I saw that was pretty dope is, and I had heard good things about this movie too. It was like one of the ones I was trying to see that hit festivals. But South by Southwest Horror Standout, It Ends, is coming to the Letterboxd video store this week. So, on the 10th, we had heard, I think we had talked in the chat about this briefly, but Letterboxd is actually creating a video rental section on their platform where you can rent movies directly. And it's gonna, from what I understand, it's like a lot of festival stuff that will be available.
On which what platform?
Letterboxd.
Oh, right. I forgot about this. Yeah, shit.
Yeah, so it's going to launch the December 10th, so 2 days from now, and I guess one of the first movies on there that's like new is this movie called It Ends, which is it follows 4 recent college grads on a late night food run who become trapped on an infinite highway with otherworldly terrors lurking beyond.
So let me ask you something. Is there any
Sounds
specs?
like Dead End.
Is there any specs? Yeah, it does actually, totally. Is there any specs on Letterboxd users? Like if you're a pro member or above and stuff like that, can you get a deal on renting things? Or is it like a totally separate entity?
I think it's like a totally separate entity.
So you have to,
but it's literally called Letterboxd. No, you rent. Like you pay.
It's just like individual rents. Okay.
Yeah. But it's called Letterboxd Video Store, which I think is such the perfect name for it because it's like, Letterboxd is kind of nostalgic in general.
It's kind of cool that it would cater to like festival stuff and shit that like
I've been saying that for years. I mean, I remember way back on the show, when we were talking about this, I was like, somebody needs to like what I was saying is like, let's say you have a Fantasia Film Fest or something. Let people pay $100 to get access to the festival or something. You know what I mean? And be able to pick what they watch or whatever. Like all like other festivals too.
Yeah,
I think
because
that would be like such a cool idea.
Because when
like,
you guys
obviously the big problem people worry about is piracy, but like at this day and age, you can't stop piracy and you can't really worry about it anymore. You know what I mean? Like if people want to see something, they're either going to buy it or they're going to watch it for free. That's just the way it is. Like I hate the idea that like sometimes people will say, oh, our film was pirated 1 million times. Like we would have sold 1 million tickets. It's like no,
you won't,
because like
no, your film was actually saw 1 million times then.
I was gonna say, like way more people that watch your movie, that way more people saw your movie than ever would have before.
Yeah, like literally probably 3% of those million people would have bought tickets. Like, I mean,
like,
it's.
If I would have made a shitty festival movie and someone said, "Do you want a mediocre showing, or do you want no one to show up and but 1 million people watch it online and talk about how much they like it?" I think that's what I'm going with.
I think at the end of the day, it's still about
either way. You're gonna make your money off of getting a distribution.
Oh, this is kind of
that's the thing, Tyler. Is that like people are making like there's still people out there that are making movies for the love of it, but at the end of the day, you still want to get some fucking Freddy off it, right? You still want to make some money. So
and it will be available in Canada, Moodz.
Nice. So there's still a capitalistic end to it. So I can see the point of an artist saying, "Oh shit, my shit was streamed," or pirated 1 million times.
I don't get me wrong. I still think people need to support artists, especially if they like this stuff. And like, I mean, we're the fucking kings of supporting movies. You know what I mean? Like nobody could say like, "Oh, you fucking watch this stream or something illegally." Like, you don't support the artist.
Yeah,
like, bitch,
so
I support,
what?
bro. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars.
Dude, I've bought motherfuckers' houses. I bought motherfuckers' houses. Like, come on.
I'm the wrong person.
If I'm gonna pirate a few movies along the way, I'm gonna fucking do it.
Yeah, and you know how many movies that I've pirated that I fucking bought later on?
Yeah,
all of them. I
know, like, there's definitely
every movie I've ever bootlegged. I've gotten a copy if it came out.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them I have for sure, if not most.
Just
of them.
between like prepping for years, I see on average there's probably like, and for every 3 lists, I probably find 2 movies that I end up pirating and never heard nothing about, and then tell everyone about and buy it on physical if I can.
Yeah. And there's been so many that, and this is kind of a little bit of a different conversation, but there's been so many that we watched, like, for example, the fucking Tenet that didn't have a release at the time. You know what I mean? Couldn't even rent it.
I bought that shit 3 times.
I've bought it twice since then at this point, but it's like,
well, the DVD was out at the time.
But there's even a lot of, but it was out of print.
Yeah.
I think it was.
I bought the shitty Australian import that was ass, and then I just said fuck it. And I bought the Screen Factory, and then I clearly bought the 4K.
Yeah,
I bought that Tenet. I bought that movie 3 times at least.
Yeah, I bought it. I literally bought it 3 times.
Yeah,
and I rented it.
There's a lot of movies that we see that don't have a good release, or is out of print, or don't have a release at all, and then we watch it, and like 4 years later, or even a year later, it gets announced for some Blu-ray or something, and we buy it then too. You know what I mean? Because we're like, oh shit, that was that movie that, like, Thesis or something. You know what I mean? That it's like that a movie that we found that year in '96, and it was like a gem, and we're like, I hope this gets a release one day so I can buy it.
I got a perfect example. Back when I didn't even get to watch this movie, but back when we did, I think it was 41. Freaking, you had this movie, All That Money Can Buy, on your list, and because you had that movie, the second it got released, I was like, ooh, and I fucking bought it.
Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, which it's good, right?
Yeah, it was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
it would have been my number one.
But I came in with the sneakiness on that one.
Yeah, that straight up would have been my number one. Like, I like the movie better than Wolfman, easy.
So speaking of that, man, actually, we had another comment today about
one more thing on this Letterboxd thing, because I didn't want to move on before we were done. So it seems like they're going to have like the modern section, and then there's it's called a shelf called Lost and Found, and I thought this was dope. Will feature Mike D. Leone's 1981 psychological horror film Kissamata.
Yeah,
which we reviewed on
Sinbin,
and just seems to be a movie that's getting like more popular since it had that release, and now it's going to be available for rent or streaming or whatever on Letterboxd platform. So if you want to try it for like $3.99 or whatever before pulling the trigger on it, even though we recommend pulling the trigger on it. You have that option now. So I think this is very good for
I like it.
For like, this is like the opposite of the Netflix thing to me, where it's like they kind of control everything, they dictate what you can see. Like, this is like a bunch of stuff that is, doesn't have distribution yet, that you're able to try and check out. And hopefully,
I think it's a pretty good way of getting your shit out there, though, too. Like, if I was a filmmaker and, getting distribution and just having ways of getting your product out there to the right audiences and stuff, I think it's a little bit harder nowadays, which is kind of ironic because there's so many platforms you can do, but it is hard. And I think that Letterboxd is so popular right now. I think it's a great vessel for these films. And I think it could be a really big thing.
Yeah. So they have I guess they're like sectioning it out. The first section is called Unreleased Gems. So literally movies that aren't released yet.
Nice.
Movies that are, from the fucking festival circuit, basically. And then the Lost and Found section is like older movies from like the 80s and shit like that, it seems like. But yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to this. I like the option to have more ways to check out the brand new shit. You know what I mean? And that changes a lot of shit with releases too, because that's would be considered a wide release at that point.
I was just going to say that. So does this change for year-end shows where is this a wide release then? Like this festival film that we never considered to be eligible for that current year if it was in the festivals because it didn't have the wide release. But if this is the release it's getting.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, especially because this is going to be in 23 countries. So
yeah,
I think this just goes to show too that how big Letterboxd has gotten. Like, it's very popular service at this point.
Yeah.
And I think too, one thing that I really love about Letterboxd is that they have not changed the general design and function of their website.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I will cry the day that they change everything and make it like weird. Remember how many times like IMDb changed and it's just like makes it more complicated to even get the information you're looking for?
How many times YouTube changed the format to the point where
that
it was
too.
Like, what the fuck? Like, remember, like I can't even sign in anymore. It was weird.
It's like weird.
Yeah.
But so I love that Letterboxd has like, made improvements and quality of life things, but has generally kept the same design and functionality of the website.
And it does do a lot of updates. So you get the Gremlins thing come up every once in a while. I just think that's so fucking funny. Dave Z was like, that shit never happened until I went pro. And I'm like, bro, it happened at least once a day for me all the time.
Dude, yeah, Letterboxd always goes down for a bit for me. Like,
I'm always. Like, you must just be on at the right times where never doing it, because it literally happens to me every fucking day. I swear at least once. I'll click on him like, oh, Gremlins, it's updating. But it's usually only for a couple minutes.
Yeah, but I don't really mind that so much because I just come back later and log my movies,
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm thinking so bad at logging movies. I basically like at the point where I just start logging like once a week.
Dude, you guys got like, that's because you fucking write reviews. What I do.
I know, I stopped for the year. I just couldn't do it anymore.
When I start
so
a movie.
I'm so close because I've written a review for every single thing I watched this year that like I can't stop now. I have to finish out the year.
Yeah.
But next year I'm not doing that.
So like when I start a movie, I go onto Letterboxd before I even press play. I input the movie, I write my 2 words, and then I'm set up. Then I'll watch my fucking movie, then I'll write in my 2-word review and then give my rating, and I'm done. And that's how I don't forget to do it either. So if I do it right on the spot, then I'm good to go. I don't have to worry about forgetting to log shit and stuff like that. But then again, when you're only writing 2-word reviews, it's a little less work. So
yeah.
You said we had a comment.
Oh yeah, no, I was going back to like how we have supported so much over the years and how we've had comments in the past where you guys have like literally sold so many people on shit. And I never really thought about that until people started talking about how, our show has really contributed to probably a lot of fucking sales over the years in certain films and stuff like that. And someone mentioned on the Sin Bin podcast, they're like, yeah, sold on Jimmy and Jimmy and Stig's going to buy it right now. It just made me laugh today. I was like, oh,
awesome.
Another one. I was like, that's fucking amazing. But it's happened a few times recently where we've had comments like, yeah, that sounds really good. I'm going to go buy that and stuff. So, because I mean, with a lot of the stuff we are doing that's current, so it is readily available. If you're leaving comments on older stuff, just maybe ask if it's still available, or just look into it. But yeah, no, so that's cool. Yeah, the Jimmy and Stig's, man, is fucking so much fun. So much fun. Oh yeah, going back just quickly. Also, I was thinking about it too because the new Evil Dead movie is supposed to be coming out, I think, next year. Is it Evil Dead Burn or some shit like that? That's a WB film. I wonder if this shit all goes through and they own the product, and I wonder if they're going to pick and choose what's going to go in the theater. I wonder if they'll put that into the theater, or if that would be like a straight to Netflix type release.
What is it?
The new Evil Dead film, Evil Dead Burn.
Oh yeah. I mean, the last two Evil Deads were pretty successful in the theater, so like I don't see why you'd
yeah.
something.
Those are theater movies. Like Evil Dead Rise, like was a fun movie to watch in a theater.
Hell yeah, it was.
Like I said, like Evil Dead and like Godzilla films and fucking great. Like there's films on the forecast that I can't see them being like, oh, that's going to go straight to digital streaming. You got to put that shit in the theater, bro. Like you got to. So
I think so. Oh, also another little thing here. Remember how we were talking about last week? We were saying how like me and Tyler mentioned that like it seems like the first, second week of Christmas, like movies that you just never even heard of start dropping that are Christmas related. I think I've seen like 4 of them in the last week. One of them is called Old Time Radio, which actually looks pretty cool. It's like an EC Comics style anthology. It's coming to Screenbox on the 12th, I believe.
Huh. Did not hear about that.
Oh, so never mind. It's not an anthology. It's 4 horror shorts.
Yeah.
That's not as fun. Should just put it together in an anthology, bro.
Yeah.
But they look cool. I'll say that at least.
What other ones?
I can't remember the name of the title. I was trying to look it up, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I didn't look too much.
Like Bloody Disgusting has been doing these like on one of their like Twitter pages or something. They do this thing where they'll like just keep like sharing or like posting like this movie's coming out this day. Like it's very helpful for like just seeing what's coming out, but like a lot of the VOD stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they did like a compilation of like the movies coming out this week, and I saw a Christmas horror one in there. I just can't find the video now or know the fucking title, but it looked like another Christmassy one.
Yeah. I got down on a bunch of films last night.
Not me. I watched football pretty much.
I watched the Bills game, and then right when it ended, I was like, oh, I should watch some films. So I rewatched.
Actually, the 3 games that I watched yesterday were all good. Well, I watched the Steelers and Ravens and the Bills and Cincinnati at the same time. I had like the double screen going.
Yeah.
And then I watched the Bears Packers game, which came down to like a last play type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Kansas City and Houston game was pretty good too. It was a very defensive heavy game, but
yeah, I kind of figured that was going to be a low scoring game, and it was. So,
and how great did it feel too to see the fuck Chiefs lose again?
I know. I called it. I said the Chiefs.
They're pretty much done. Week. I think their chance at making the playoffs is like I think they actually or something.
Oh yeah. But yeah, which is pretty awesome to see, man. We're turning a page here. Turning a page. Yeah, so I rewatched Terrifier 3 last night, and
saw that.
Fuck me, man. That shit is so.
It's called He Kills at Night, by the way, is the Christmas horror movie.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, man, Terrifier 3 is just like it's honestly so fucking fun. I could like when Tyler laughs at like the most non-funny shit ever. Like I literally busted a gut at the fucking mall scene when the kid's like, "Oh, I wonder what's in my present," and it fucking blows up in his face. I'm like, dude,
Oh yeah, I was like, that's
gonna
really funny.
That shit is so fucking brutal, man. You're just like, oh my god.
I like knew it was coming to. I'm like grinning, like, oh, it's gonna happen.
Oh, I know. It's just funny because they cut back to like the mall scene probably 6-7 times before some shit really goes down. Like it's such a great setup the way they edit that film. But man, it is gory, dude. Like I remember, obviously I'd only seen it once in the theater, and man, dude, that bathroom scene with the chainsaw is crazy shit, but still really fun. Then I watched Host. Have you guys ever seen Host before? It's from 2020.
That's found footage.
No, it's
yeah,
not.
I think I've seen that.
No, it's not Host. This one's Host with an S, pluralized.
Because Host came out in 2022.
Yeah, this is from
No,
2020.
I haven't seen Haas, whatever this is.
Hosts.
It's spelled host.
HOSTS. Hosts.
Oh, I thought you said host, like HOSS.
No. So Hosts. Pretty interesting film takes
Oh,
place
it's a
on
Christmas movie?
Yeah. Dark Sky Films put this one out a bunch of years ago, and I knew about it. I just finally got the DVD last year because I was waiting. I thought maybe it'd get released on Blu-ray, but I'd never seen it before, and I checked it out, and it's pretty unique. I'm not going to really say much about it because I don't want to spoil anything, but it's pretty interesting. It's pretty fucking gory too, man.
There are so many fucking Christmas horror
There's
movies.
one
It's awesome.
The first kill in the film, bro. I know Tyler is going to lose his fucking mind laughing at this.
I'm gonna laugh. Yeah.
Because it is this, there's a huge, oh my God, I don't even want to fucking reveal it, man. But like, I can just picture you watching this scene. And then when it ends, you're on the floor in tears, but it's so viciously fucking brutal and sad at the same time. It's like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God. So I didn't realize the movie was going to be like that. And I was like, oh shit, it's crazy. So I watched Terrifier 3 and then Host. And I felt like, okay, I need something a little bit more, kind of grounded. And so I'd never seen Anna and the Apocalypse before. It was one that I always put off because I'm not really a big musical fan. And a lot of people have told me, they're like, you might actually like this movie because the songs aren't like super sappy and shitty. Like they actually swear in the songs and they're kind of funny and stuff. I think it's kind of like a dumbed down version of like Stage Fright. Remember that that film that came out a bunch of years ago? Not the
one with Meatloaf.
Yeah, Stage Fright. And those songs were just like ridiculously offensive and stuff. It's pretty fun. But I actually kind of enjoyed Anna the Apocalypse, to be honest.
Dude, I don't like that movie.
I didn't hate it, man.
I gave it another shot last year when I was just watching Christmas movies for the top 10 show. So that's like the second time I watched it, and I was like, you know what? I still feel like
I thought that you liked that movie. I thought you were the one that told me that you liked it.
I said you would probably like it.
I don't know why. I don't know what it was. It was just, it wasn't as like gay as I thought it was going to be. I don't know how to put it, but like I thought it was going to be pretty bad, like in terms of like just sappy, just kind of fluff pop songs and stuff. But then I mean, some of the beginning songs were, they felt like that, but then you listen to the lyrics, you're like, okay. And then the songs kind of get a little bit harder through it. And I was like, okay, that's kind of funny. But it was fun. I actually had a blast with it. It wasn't great, but it wasn't as bad as I was anticipating it to be.
For me, like when it comes to musicals, like I have to really like the songs and find them like catchy and humorous, like Poltergeist, Chicken Dad.
Yeah.
Or like Cannibal the Musical. Like I think like the first song I thought was pretty decent, and I was just like,
I thought the songs actually got better throughout the movie. I thought the one that was a little bit harder with the dude that killed his father in the film and stuff, like I thought that song was okay, but some of the lyrics were actually kind of funny. I was like kind of off-putting to me a little bit, but yeah. So I watched Anna in the Apocalypse, and then I watched Amityville Christmas Vacation.
Oh God!
Directed by our boy Steve Rudinsky. I don't even know how to pronounce his name properly. JP just left, so
Rudinsky.
I don't know.
I think it's Rudzinski because there's a kid I know that lives. I live around. That's a wicked Polish last name, and I live in like a city with a giant Polish community.
Oh, he even looks like he's Polish, man. I've met him a bunch of times at Wasteland. Like I've met him every time I've been there. I've met him. He's a pretty interesting guy. He's got kind of a quirky, unique sense of humor and stuff like that. But yeah, he actually stars in this movie, and it's obviously a play on like Christmas Vacation. His name is Wally. Wally Griswold.
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot what Griswold. I said to him at Wasteland, but I think I kind of riffed on him a little or something, like kind of in fun. And I forgot who it was when someone said, like, yeah, he kind of like, I know you were just joking, but Steve hates shit like that. You probably were so fucking mad you said that. I don't remember what it was I said, though, but I kind of gave him a soft little rib.
That's funny. No, he's actually pretty likable in the film. He's pretty funny. He's got a lot of energy and stuff. Yeah. And like the storyline is so ridiculous. Like he's like a cop and he wins this contest or whatever, and he goes to this place and it's like in Amityville, but he's staying like next door to it. But anyways, he like falls in love with this ghost and shit. It's ridiculous. It's so stupid.
JP, I watched this movie that played at Wasteland, and it was the one Carly was in. And honestly, like it was like it was basically like a live action Scooby-Doo movie, but it wasn't like poorly made or anything. No. Honestly, compared to a lot of movies I've seen at Wasteland, is actually probably one of the better made things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I actually had a lot of fun with it. I can't remember if GP actually said that he's seen this one, but I think he has. It's kind of fun though. Obviously, take on Christmas Vacation, Amityville Horror. Then I also watched Alien Raiders, which I hadn't seen in years, man. Like so I popped it in. JP, you've seen Amityville Christmas Vacation, right?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's like Wally Griswold.
Did you watch Wally Meets Popeye yet?
No,
that's a sequel.
Oh, it is a sequel. Oh, okay.
Well, I watched that one.
I'm glad I watched that one first, then that works. And then I
watched that at Wasteland.
Right, that's the one he was just talking about.
Yeah,
and so I watched Alien Raiders. I hadn't seen that movie in years. In fact, I hadn't even logged in on Facebook or on Letterboxd, and I was like, "Shit, that's crazy."
Letterboxd.
And I'm watching. I'm like, man, this is the fucking thing in a grocery store. Like, literally, what it is. It's kind of like that.
I just watched it like a week ago.
Yeah, I had been so long, and I couldn't quite I remembered bits and pieces of it. And I was like, damn, this is kind of like
that's an underrated one.
It's fun. It's fun. I actually really enjoy it. So, and then I watched probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen in like years. I swear, it was a movie called Bigfoot vs. Krampus, and it's a CG film. It's like a computer generated type film, and it sounded really cool. Like I was expecting like Bigfoot vs. Krampus, and I was like, okay. And like the animation is it's computer generated, it's okay and stuff, but the whole movie is just talky. There's like a 2-minute fucking action sequence at the end of the film, and it's 69 minutes long. I'm like, this is what the fuck did I just watch? Like it was just talking the entire time. Like, and the dialogue was just so mundane and just so fucking like, put me to sleep. I'm like, this is brutal.
Yeah, that is brutal.
It was, man. I like really it's computer generated, so why would you, or computer animated, so why wouldn't you put more action sequences like fight sequences when it says fucking Bigfoot versus Krampus? Like I was expecting fight scenes and shit. There was nothing. It is set on Christmas though, but yeah, not much of a horror film. It's more sci-fi and shit. But yeah, that was like my whole just last night. I went to town, bro.
Dude, I had a short like light as hell week. I don't know what the hell I was doing. I think I watched all the Sin Bin shit. That's why.
Yeah.
So
that was 4 movies.
Yeah. So the only thing I squeezed in was Friday night when I got home. I watched Silent Night, Deadly Night 3, which that movie sucks. That's the worst in the franchise.
Yeah, it is so boring, bro. I just feel so bad for Bill Moseley in that film. Like,
and the ending is just fucking dumb.
But it's so slow and boring. Like, it just feels like you're watching something that you just want to end. You know what I mean? Like,
I will say, it does have like a slight like dreamy atmosphere, but that's like kind of fucking it, dude.
Yeah, no, it's pretty brutal.
I'm actually gonna watch Silent Night, Deadly Night 4 next because I've only seen it the one time we reviewed it on the podcast, and I feel like I'll probably like it more than I did back then.
Waiting for that.
I actually
Eyes
like
Wide
part
Shut
4.
4K to come in.
Brian used that. Like, I think if that movie wasn't titled as a Silent Night, Deadly Night film, people would really actually like that film.
Yeah, because he kind of drops the whole Christmas thing.
Yeah, it's very Brian Usna when it comes to like story and effects and stuff like that. It doesn't do anything for the Silent Night, Deadly Night franchise.
I think there's like one Christmas tree in the movie or something.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
But then I watched The Toy Maker because
You got it.
that's arguably the second best Silent Night, Deadly Night movie.
Nice.
I like The Toy Maker. It's fun. And I haven't watched 4 or 5 in that Blu-ray set that Vestron put out. So
I think I watched them a couple years ago, actually, after it came out. I think I popped them in. Pretty sure I did, actually.
And for the fuck of it, I might even just watch Silent Night. I haven't seen that since we did the show too.
That movie's good.
Are you talking about that?
Not the depressing one.
Oh God.
You mean the
Talking about
funny
Silent
one?
Night, Deadly Night remake.
Yeah, Silent Night.
Oh, I've seen that one a bunch of times.
I
used
actually
to
don't
watch that
mind that
every
movie.
Christmas.
People hate it, but
No, it's all right.
it's more
The
just a
fucking
name.
wood chipper part is
I
mad.
remember liking it.
Yeah, wood chipper.
There's some
kills, right?
homages too. Like you have they redo the deer, the Linnea Quigley deer killing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like it's good. Other than that, yeah, I guess it's completely different. There's a completely different backstory with like the Santa.
Yeah, I'm
that.
curious to see what they do with this new one. You gonna go see it, Tyler?
Yeah, I'll go see it. It pops up. Next week I'm on vacation, so if it comes around here, I'll definitely see it.
Did
you look
go
on
to
your,
see
like-
Tarantino's Bloody Affair?
No, I never got it.
I think I probably got it around me. I just
Well, I was kind of annoyed because the AMC thing it wasn't included with it, so I was kind of annoyed about that. Which any of those like limited, like special limited time re-releases are usually never included in those.
I've only seen like 25 movies in the theaters this year, which like seems like a lot to a normal person. But last year I saw 64, so I'm just like I'm way down.
I think I'm ahead of you, but it's definitely a down year for me too.
Yeah, there's been less good. Maybe I just haven't been paying attention, but I saw a ton of retro stuff last year, and it just feels like there's not a lot of good retro stuff this year.
I'm going hard next year. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I just have like there's more stuff I do during the weekday now than I did last year. So it's kind of like the night I would like go to the movies is the night I do something else now.
I see what I can. I just don't get everything you guys do. So if I get some, I will usually go. I passed on a few this year, but caught up on them later on. But yeah, it's been pretty slow for me. I think I've only seen maybe 14 films or something in the theater.
Yeah, you get like the real condensed down version.
Oh yeah, I only got one cinema. It's got 6 screens, and I'm pretty sure we're not getting Silent Night, Deadly Night. So, well, at least we're not getting it this week.
That sucks.
Fucking bullshit. It's bullshit because like they have advertisements for it, seeing the trailers and shit, but this is nothing new. This happens all the time. So no, but they only have, so they have 6 screens. There's only 4 movies playing right now because 2 of them are also in 3D, which is the Zootopia 2 or whatever. And then I don't know, another kid's one in there. Fucking drives me nuts, bro. Drives me nuts. Yeah. Anyways, you guys have anything else?
No.
Oh, I did want to say, yeah, speaking of theatricals, actually, so, man, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is just killing it, man.
Oh, I definitely see that soon. Oh my gosh.
So on Sunday, I just checked my app to see, like, because it was opening up on Thursday, which would have been this last Thursday because we're recording on Monday, so a few days ago. And this is like 4 days before. Both showings on the Thursday were sold out, and Friday. This was on Sunday. That's how far in advance people bought their tickets for it. I'm like, oh my God.
Damn.
That is fucking wild, bro. I was like, I've never seen that before, man. This shit is so big. So big.
Apparently, like, they really leaned, it's wicked meta, and a lot of people watching the movie don't even like realize it's meta, but there's a bunch of just even memes and stuff from like the last year or two they put in the movie.
Really?
Yeah. It's like the horror version of what movie was it? The Minecraft movie or something. Where everything was just a meme or a reference and people go in the theaters losing their mind.
Oh my God, really? So it's totally made for like social media fucking
it's Gen Z kids. It's just Gen Z kids in the show of this video game.
Well, I heard people were watching it and like the theater would just erupt and like fucking like they'd start clapping and like just cheering.
Yeah, exactly. There's like stupid references and like references to the game, just like to internet memes, like stuff like that. That like unless you're like that age group have no idea what it is, and people are just losing their mind at it. It's someone like me that doesn't know any of it, just gonna be like.
I mean, I've been in the theater before, watching films before where there's like homages and like Evil Dead film, whatever it is and stuff, and then you see people around, you're like, they have no idea what's going on. No idea. So I would be that guy in the fucking in that film right there would have no idea what's going on. I'm just watching it for the film itself. What's up?
Did you guys see what the secret title for TerrorVision was?
Yeah, I was making fun of it.
Was it Dark Harvest?
It was Dark Harvest, yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, it was like, that's not that bad. It made my top 91 of 92.
So they picked up the Blu-ray rights for that Intervision title that Severin had dropped.
I guess so.
Crazy.
That's fucking hilarious.
Because who posted?
It was your number 91, Tyler. Of 92.
I don't think Dark Harvest is that bad.
I agree with you. Man. It's better than fucking Mad Moon.
Everything is better than that, but like
I lost it when he said
Tony had it at number 98.
Out of how many films?
Like 150. You watched the same amount. I watched 92 and it was my 91.
I actually don't mind it, man. It's not that bad.
We've reviewed it on here before.
Mm-hmm. I really don't.
I think it's a jalapeno, is it not?
No, I don't think so. I'm a big fan of like that type of era of shot on video, so it's different for me. I'm a little bit more forgiving when it comes to it, but I don't look at it like a bigger budget film. I just take it for what it is. Tyler can't because he's like looking at his Criterion collection, going, "Yeah, this is not a Criterion film."
I just think it's ass.
It's not that fucking bad, bro. It's bad, but it's I don't know. That's what it is.
It's bad, but it's not that bad.
I mean, in terms of, like, I always have like a different scale for shot on video films because they're like a totally different entity. But it's not one of my more favorite ones I've ever,
I'm not a shot on video hater. I had Blonde Death on my top 10 last year.
Yeah.
For some bin releases. I love that movie. That movie was awesome. I ain't an SOV hater.
Well, I never said you were. I'm just saying it's for a lot of people, it's harder to get into. I
honestly forgot it was SOV. I watched some shitty YouTube riff. I probably couldn't even tell because everything looks like shit when you watch it. An old YouTube riff.
Well, thank God for that breaking news over there, JP. That was compelling.
Thanks. He's catching up on the chat.
I am. That's what I was just now.
It's like, thanks, man.
That conversation happened like when I was on my way home from work, so that was like 4 hours ago.
I kind of like I hadn't even opened up my phone all day. I was so busy at work today because it's like Christmas rush, so I was like delivering everyone's Christmas presents. So it was fucking busy, bro, and the roads were shit. So like I hadn't even touched my phone all day. I didn't even touch my phone until I got home and sat down to eat my sandwich. So, and I saw that and I was like, dark. I didn't really read the context. I just saw the picture and I was like, what the fuck is that? So that was Mason. So what is he like Oh, you just get that title?
Oh, that was
like as a subscriber.
It was like $15 mystery buy.
Oh, mystery buy straight up. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. $15 for dark. Yeah.
I think it's
more than the movie cost to make, but
in the subscription model thing, but I haven't got my package yet.
Ah, fuck. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, guys, that's going to conclude the intro. We'll be back here with some more Norwegian horror films in a moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, who this?
Yo, Moodz, it's your boy, the ill-mannered funky child, calling you to remind you that the featured reviews on this episode contain spoilers.
Aw, yeah, man, that's right, brother. Thanks for the heads up, player. Now go back to being an unproductive asshole.
Fuck you. I tell your listeners to stop being so dumb, silly, sensitive.
Yeah.
All right. So getting into the featured reviews here on episode 307, we're going to take it back to year 2009 with a Norwegian film called Dead Snow, directed by Tommy Wirkola. Yeah. So yeah, we already talked about this. You guys had seen this film before. Tyler, you were saying it was pretty big when you first got into horror.
Yeah, I was, because when I started to drift into the like internet horror community, where I kind of unlock like the next layer of visibility of horror movies. This movie was pretty recent, and it was just one of those modern movies that was getting a lot of attention at the time.
Yeah, this guy has such a weird filmography. Like he did a couple movies before this, and then he did a short, and then he did that Kill Billio film. I think it's like a play on like Kill Bill, whatever it is. And then he did Dead Snow, of course. Then he went on to do Hansel and Gretel, the witch hunter film in 2013. You guys ever seen that one?
Yeah, I've seen that. I saw it so long ago though that I couldn't say anything about it. I just remember the people on it.
Yeah, I remember not hating this movie, but I just thought it was such an odd film. Like, it's got a pretty good cast in it. Like, it's got that Famke Janssen in it. It's got fucking Jeremy Renner. That's like kind of what I remember. Didn't hate it, but I don't really remember it. Then he came back and did Dead Snow 2, Red vs. Dead. Then did you guys see The Trip in 2021?
No.
I can't remember. It sounds
Not that I recall, at least.
Oh, that movie was fucking awesome, man. I love that film. And then to make things even more bizarre, he did Violent Night in 2022.
Oh, no shit. That was him?
Yeah. This
That's
guy's
awesome.
this guy's made some pretty fucking good movies. Like, he's just one of those names that you don't really hear a lot about, but he's made some shit that I really like. So it's kind of weird. And then he made a film last year called Spermageddon. I'm assuming that's a comedy or something. It's literally called Spermageddon.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. How did you watch this movie, you guys?
Blu-ray.
My Blu-ray that I think I bought back in 2009.
I mean, like, how did you watch it? Like, what did you watch, the dub or the subtitle?
Subtitle.
I watched subtitled.
There's a
Could I
dub for
change
it?
it to them?
In fact, the IFC DVD, if you pop it in, the dub is what plays.
What? Oh, I hate that, man.
I remember this because the first time I watched this, I didn't know it was like a foreign film, and I popped it in, and I'm like, why the fuck is like the mouth's not matching?
ADR's all off.
Yeah, so I realized at that point that I was so new to the whole like foreign shit at the time that I didn't even realize it at first, but always remembered that about that.
No, the Blu-ray just plays right onto the natural language. So Norwegian. I never even checked to see if there was a dub. I never do if it just, yeah. Because I know.
Well, what did you guys watch the second movie in?
I watched that in English.
In Norwegian.
Really? Wow, you missed out.
No, because half the movie is in English anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Well, they actually shot it in both languages at the same time.
Oh, really? Yeah.
That's
so like,
funny.
if you watch
There's
watch
actually
free
an
on
English
YouTube.
version.
Yeah, it was free on YouTube. It was like, oh, that's convenient. This one's in English. I didn't even realize that there was a dub on the other one.
I mean, these are the type of movies that, like, if you're not big into subtitles, dude, it's so fucking easy to read. There's not that much dialogue, anyways. And part two, half the dialogue.
The dubs
is in
are
English.
actually kind of funnier, though.
Yeah.
The dubs kind of I've seen both versions of the first Dead Snow.
Mm-hmm.
The subtitled version comes off a little more serious than the dubbed version, in my opinion.
I could see that.
The dubbed version is like way more silly
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah, because I mean, when it comes to voice acting and stuff, yeah, you know, as as a voice actor, you know these are jokes, so you're going to sell it a little bit more. I think when you're doing the original acting and it's like, okay, it's meant to be funny and it's how the delivery is. You know, I can see it being a little bit goofier for sure. It's like watching Godzilla films, man. You ever watch Godzilla films, natural Japanese language, and then watch the dubs? Dude, it is fucking night and day, bro. Like absolutely night. The dubs make those movies, but it's also what I was used to growing up because everything was dubbed. You never got to see natural language, but yeah, I never even thought of that. Actually, that's crazy. So, anyways, Dead Snow synopsis: a ski vacation turns horrific for a group of medical students as they find themselves confronted by unimaginable menace, Nazi zombies. Ah, man. So I remember watching this around the time it came out and kind of being taken back by how decent the story is very, it's pretty basic, but there's elements of it that are actually really cool. The one thing that I took away from Dead Snow after watching it was, yeah, it's a comedy horror. It's, comedy's like a zomcom, but it's not like overly crazy silly. Like it just has comedic moments in it. But the interesting part about the zombies for me in this film, they were different. They weren't your typical rise from the dead, walk around aimlessly, mindless.
Well, they talk about that a lot more in the sequel.
Exactly.
There's a curse to them.
Exactly. And that's what I really liked about the first film, because they totally took that idea and they rolled with it and stuff. And it was different because you're like, oh shit, these zombies aren't just out to fucking, munch on brains and eat people and stuff. They're not mindless. They're actually kind of intelligent. They can use weapons. They're thinking and shit like that. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of different. And then you learn, I think you kind of get the point that it's more of a curse even in this one and stuff. But they really tell you in the second one exactly why they're like that. But it's kind of cool because they do explain it away as to why these Nazis are not rotten and stuff, because when they were chased up the mountain in the narrative, they froze up there like that. So I thought it was kind of cool. They do explain this shit away. But Dead Snow, it's got a very simple premise. Like we said, it's basically a bunch of friends, medical students that go up to this cabin. The guy is one of the characters, his girlfriend's place up there. We see her in the opening scene actually running away from something, and she kind of ends up disappearing. She never really kind of shows up at the cabin. And this movie kind of it's very simple, but you can tell this is done by a director that's a horror fan. Yeah. There's so many homages. I mean,
one of our main characters has a fucking Brain Dead shirt on.
Yeah, he's wearing.
And this is at a time where fucking Brain Dead wasn't as
yeah.
Like now seeing a Brain Dead reference wouldn't be as impressive as in 2008. You know what I mean?
I just find it very impressive that he wore his influences on his sleeve in this film, but it didn't come off as being super cheesy. Like they talk about Friday the 13th and they talk about April Fool's Day. Like one of our characters in this
doesn't his head get ripped apart too?
Yeah, it's exactly a homage from Dead Alive.
Yeah,
he's wearing the shirt and zombies grab him from outside. He's in the cabin. They rip his head right apart. And it's a straight homage to Dead Alive. And it's or Brain Dead or whatever you want to call it. It's pretty awesome. That
dude's the funniest. That dude's dude. The scene where he goes into the fucking outhouse taking a shit and the chick comes in.
Dude, what's the first thing that she does?
So goes to suck his fingers and he's like, no.
Dude, did you read my 2-word review for this movie?
No.
It was fresh fingers.
Oh, dude, I was like, bro,
dude, it's so gross.
That is. I remember even back in 2009 thinking that was fucking nasty,
dude.
Being so grossed out.
I think that type of comedy is so funny because it's kind of subtle. Like if you're it's not overly that subtle, but it's funny because
it's so ridiculous. One that she's even goes to hook up with the dude in an outhouse in general.
I know, man.
They're on the top that he just finished taking a shit. They're on the top that he just wiped his ass. They're on the fact that then she goes and fucking sucks his fingers, and you're like, bro.
I know that whole sequence is so bizarre because there's this minor,
and it's cold as shit.
Yeah,
you see the breath out of there. Who's fucking in that?
Yeah, they're just inside playing these games and shit, and he gets up to take a shit like nothing, whatever. And then she just follows. She gets all horny. Like she must know what he's going to do out there. Like, come on, man. Like if you go to an outhouse when it's that cold, you're going to take a shit because you're a dude. You can just piss outside, right? You're going to take a poop. If you're in an outhouse, you know what you're doing. You're taking number 2. So it's like the whole sequence is just ridiculous. It's super funny to me. But like when she licks his fingers, it's gaggable. It's so funny.
It is gaggable.
It's pretty fucking funny, man. But I like the whole setup, man. Like, I mean, there's a lot of movies where there's a character in a film where, you know, he's the big horror fan and they have these conversations. They talk about Friday the 13th. They talk about April's Fool's Day. They talk about Evil Dead. And things like that. And then it turns into like, there's a huge Evil Dead homage. Actually, like there's so many Evil Dead. This movie basically it's a zombie version of Evil Dead.
It is.
That's what I was getting to.
I mean, look at
kind of like an Evil Dead ripoff.
Look at part 2, bro.
Yeah.
The hand? Come on, bro.
I mean, between Evil Dead and Brain Dead homages in this film, that's pretty much what it is. You can tell like these were his influences hardcore. Like fucking hardcore in this, man. Like
and
obviously
this dude fucking loves intestines, bro.
Loves and so, there's so many intestines in this,
so
and then even
many
the second film.
intestines.
In the second film, there's so many intestines.
I know, dude.
You know,
they use a fucking intestines to siphon gas into a tank, bro.
Yeah, in the second one. Yeah, that's actually speaking of homages, there's actually a scene in this film involving intestines that's basically homage to Cliffhanger. When the two are like hanging over it, but they're literally hanging off intestines in this version and fighting on these intestines, but it's totally Cliffhanger. It's fucking hilarious, man. It's pretty funny. You know, I love this shit, man. As a horror fan, I love seeing homages when they're done good and funny and just, you know, kind of well conceived and stuff. But
I kind of just love too how the zombies, the Nazi zombies actually look pretty dope as well.
Absolutely. One thing I wanted to mention about this movie is like, you can tell the budget in the second film is a lot bigger based on, you know, locations and what they did with effect wise. And it's just a lot more people. It's a lot bigger film. But they didn't compromise anything like, you know, in this film having like a lower budget, the look of the Nazi zombies is fantastic. I think the costumes is great. The makeup effects on them looks perfect. Like the Herzog character, he's like the general Nazi character. He's a leader. Looks awesome. The design, just with his mouth being all fucked up here and it's being kind of broken. It's so simple, but it looks so damn good.
It does. It's like the perfect design because he stands out. Plus, you got like the more like Nazi like officer garb. You know what I mean? He has the hat and fucking armband and shit like that. And honestly, like this movie. So this came out in 2009. Yeah. My first introduction to like Nazi zombies, and anybody who like grew up around my age and was like a gamer probably knows what I'm about to say, but Call of Duty Zombies, this side mode to the multiplayer in the campaign that was just like an Easter egg that you unlocked after beating Call of Duty World at War in 2008. You unlocked a mode called Nazi Zombies, and it was just like you woke up in like some weird like airplane airstrip basically in World War II, and all these fucking Nazis are coming out of the ground and like out of the fog and like breaking down the wood barriers that you're building in the area, and you have to like, you know, shoot them and shit like that. It's a mode that still exists today. Like Black Ops 7 just dropped a new zombies mode. It's now just called Zombies, but it was referred to as Nazi Zombies for the longest time. And like I remember playing that and being obsessed with it. Like I still play that to this day. Like it's one of my favorite like games to play. Like the first like real like 3 versions of zombies, like World at War, Black Ops, and Black Ops 2 had such good, and Black Ops 3 honestly had really good zombies too. But the mode was like so amazing, and like me and my friends to this day, like if we get together, we'll fucking play a game of zombies because on like the Xbox 360 because it's dope. But I remember playing that game. I remember in 2009, Friday the 13th, the remake came out, and my boy came over and we watched all the Friday the 13th movies and literally like played games of zombies in between each movie. And a game can last like an hour or something.
Yeah.
It's pretty long.
I never played it. My brother pretty relentless.
Oh, dude. I was like when the Kino de Turton came out, I was ranked like 24th in the world for like high round,
Damn.
which was pretty dope. And then I had a record of like top 20 like 9 in Shinanuma on World at War when that came out as well.
Damn,
so and that took hours. Like dude, some of the like me and Bruce, we literally played for like 14 hours or something straight to get that one record. Yeah, it was like crazy. But I remember really into that, and then this fucking movie came out and I thought it was the coolest shit because like there are some Nazi zombie movies from the past, but there's been after this movie came out, you saw a bunch more like Nazi zombie shit.
Yeah,
but it was like World at War and this. Like,
well, Outpost had come out before this. Outpost had come out for us in America.
Yeah, it definitely did, but it wasn't as
culturally significant.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. I mean, I really liked Outpost. Actually, in fact, I liked all 3 of them. Actually, pretty good films. There wasn't like a whole ton of Nazi zombie films that I'd seen.
There's one from the 80s, right? What is it?
Well, Shockwaves came out, I believe, 77.
Yeah.
And then there was Oasis of the Zombies too, which came out, I think, in 81 or something like that. Which I'd only ever seen, I think, once before it got its Kino release. It was on a bad VHS or whatever. But Shockwaves,
yeah, that's the French dude, right?
Yeah, it's Franco.
Oh, Franco.
Is it
Zombie? I'm thinking of Zombie Lake.
Oh yeah,
Zombie. He did a Nazi zombie one too, right? Zombie Lake.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the Franco one, and then Zombie Lake was the roll-on one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and Shockwaves, I think he was 77. Was it 77?
But Nazis and zombies work really well together, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about it, but it totally does. You know,
it's something fresh for zombies to do, and then like there's just something about, I don't know, it's Nazis like they're almost primed to be like such a good villain character, but it's kind of hard to just make a movie about Nazis. If you can just slap them into zombies, it kind of works.
That's what makes this movie so cool.
What was that one from like, I don't know, like 7 years ago or something? That was like
Overlord?
World War II. Was it Overlord?
I think it was Overlord. I never saw it, but I think it's
Overlord.
That movie made my top 10. I love that movie.
That's a good movie. Yeah, it looked like really big budget. I don't know if it was or not, but it looked.
I think it was.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about this movie is like it kind of takes the zombie genre that was really fucking flooded at the time. Like there was so many zombie films that were coming out. Zombie films in general were huge
between like 2000 like 7 to like 2015.
Well, after the Dawn of the Dead remake came out in 2004, there was an influx.
Yeah, and then we got like a second wave in 2010 with fucking The Walking Dead.
Right.
And then everything was zombie after that for a while too. But yeah, we got like hit with back-to-back waves of zombies for like 15 years.
I know, and it was crazy because so many people kept passing on all these films and stuff, and you know this was making waves and stuff. But I bet you there were still people out there that passed on this because they were like, "Oh, it's another fucking zombie,
zombie." Comedy,
and that was the thing. Like there was a lot of zomcoms. Obviously, fucking, you know, Shaun of the Dead was so big, just spawned a million ripoffs and stuff, and then zombie films. But this was kind of different because people weren't doing Nazi zombie films, and they were doing either silly films or they were doing kind of generic, kind of, you know, Return of the Living Dead type ripoff type films and shit like that. Where this one steps in there, utilizes Nazis, but it's still funny, but it's not like a dumb zomcom film. These aren't your like mindless zombies that are walking around, you know, gut money. They still have like they still have a goal. You know, they're still kind of like, they're dead, but they still have a mind to them and stuff, which makes it kind of scary in a sense.
I think when you watch the second film, this one seems a lot more grounded.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because
seeing the second one,
obviously with the whole,
this one definitely is still very goofy.
Yeah. I mean, it is. It for sure has some goofiness to it, but
yeah. It's not so much like
it also gets
goofy, though.
More serious at times too.
Yeah, it's not like line comedy, you know what I mean? It's not like it's got some physical ass comedy, like, you know, when they unravel the intestines are hanging off a fucking cliff and shit like that. Like, it's that type of comedy. It's not like punchline, stupid one line
where
comedy.
the girl like gets knocked out and wakes up to them like eating her is actually kind of fucked up.
I know that part is fucked up, actually. Again, with the fucking the intestines, man, it's ridiculous. It's crazy,
dude.
But you know what's kind of cool about these zombies, though? Like I said, Nazis. Basically, the core narrative here is this crew of Nazi or zombie or Nazis. They were
find that out in this one.
Yep. Yeah, because he tells the story. He tells the story. The Ray guy, the camper guy inside. Remember that scene where he tells the story to all the guys?
Oh yeah. He comes
he's drinking the coffee.
A whole Jaws moment.
Yeah, and he's like, and one of the characters is like, "How's the coffee?" And he's like, "Not good." I love that fucking part. It's so funny. But he tells the whole backstory of like why these guys are there. So they were in Norway. They had set up shop there and stuff like that. Anyways, they were Nazis, and so basically they were set up around this area. And what they did is they terrorized all the local people to the point where there was like a revolt. So they started killing off some of the people, and there was like a full-on revolt, and they killed some of the Nazis, but this crew of Nazis ended up kind of surviving. Anyways, they got chased up into the mountains after the revolt happened, and they were pronounced basically dead. They froze up in the mountains, and that's why they're preserved up there. And them coming alive,
they had that Hitler stash up there, you know, the gold.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. They talk about how before the revolt happened, they, you know, after they started torturing all the village people and stuff, they robbed everybody, which is very Nazi-ish to tell, because that's what the Nazis did. Like, throughout Europe, they were literally, not only were they just taking over shit, they were looting everything. Like, it's crazy. So
yeah, the poor little like Norwegian's grandmother who has this gold medallion that was passed down through fucking 6 generations.
Yep.
Mine.
Yeah. So anyways, they end up revolting. They end up killing, they end up dying up in the mountains and stuff like that. Anyways, we don't really know precisely why they end up coming alive. I think it's not.
We get the sense that we assume maybe the girl that was up there first somehow awakened them with the gold.
Yeah, but she hadn't gone to the cabin yet, and it's weird because, like,
I thought she did, because wasn't her bag there?
No, they found her bag somewhere else. Like out in it was like somewhere else. I don't think she had got to the cabin yet. No, she hadn't even got to the cabin yet. So that's kind of the weird
somebody
part.
Was up there and fucked with the gold and woke them up.
Well, that's the weird thing. Like, they end up waking up because they need to go get their gold. And it's kind of like a leprechaun thing in a sense. It's like this weird curse where the Nazis are so damn greedy that they came alive because someone fucked with their gold. It's like totally a leprechaun curse. But it would make a lot more sense because
I was kind of thinking that too.
There is a scene where
especially when there's like the one missing coin.
Yeah.
Nazi gold.
Exactly.
That's what I mean. It's like,
he gets the pot and he's like, hell yeah.
Honestly, like the dead alive things that kind of like skated by me, and I don't know how they did, but like that one definitely got my IV. And I was kind of thinking then, was like, is this supposed to be a leprechaun homage? Like, it's gotta be, right?
No, it's just Nazis being greedy. It's actually kind of funny.
The thing too, it's like, even right at the beginning, where they first get into the cabin, they're just talking about the Evil Dead, and I felt like they're like, okay, so we're talking about the Evil Dead like while we're doing an Evil Dead ripoff. So I felt like from the start it was pretty tongue in cheek.
Yeah, I mean, it goes as far as to like have this lock and load montage scene where they grab all their weapons and stuff. It's totally Evil Dead. Yeah. And then it takes it one step further where the guy gets bit and he's like, fuck this. He takes a chainsaw and cuts off his fucking arm, which is like totally Evil Dead, which actually is really clever that they use that whole thing into part 2 to create a whole narrative.
Yeah, I definitely did not have these movies have continuity on my bingo card.
Dude,
part
I 2 literally starts in the same. This movie ends with Colonel Herzog punching through the window to get his final coin that Buddy didn't realize that he actually still had on him.
Does it seem like to you guys that the lead actor looks so different in just like 4 years?
Yeah.
He was sick. He died a couple years later. I don't know.
Oh, really? Shit.
He died in 2020. So this movie came out in 2014. He died 7 years later, but I guess he was sick for like 10 years.
Makes
so
sense.
that's
Actually,
probably
now.
why. It's crazy, like that he actually was doing the film. But yeah, I guess he died from like a long illness. It's kind of undisclosed, but I guess he was sick for a
Yeah,
long
because
time.
he's not really like, I wouldn't say he's like the main character in.
Well, in the first film, when you watch the movie, could you actually pick out who's going to live or live
I thought
or
it
die?
was. I thought it was gonna be like the girl, like the blonde girl at first or something.
Yeah, I thought for sure it was going to be a final girl in that film, but and this guy, or well, usually the goofy horror guy never lives, but I don't know. This guy just didn't seem like he was going to be the dude that,
Or even
went
like
on
the
to be
guy
a
on the
star.
snowmobile, right?
Yeah.
Like
Like the
even
main-
him could have been the like hero or whatever.
Well, I kind of thought that like the boyfriend of the girl that owned the cabin was going to be the survivor, especially after he gets bit in the neck and then he sews his neck up in this film.
Yeah, that's who I'm talking about.
Yeah. That's a fucking crazy scene, dude. Like, if you watch that scene, the effects are so good. Like he's fucking sewing up his neck and it's squirting blood and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? It's pretty good, man. For a low budget film, I really like that scene actually. In fact, that's one thing you got to praise this film for. The gore, it's all practical and it looks good. The gore looks good. The effects are good. You know, even the cinematography is so good in this, man. Like you watch this on high def, it's like, fuck, it's good, man. It's really,
I think even like the stunt acting from, and even more so in part two, but even like the stunt acting and the zombies acting was like really solid.
it was. Yeah.
They do like they emote really well.
Yeah. But
And then even like when he's down in that cave and he's like sees all the zombie helmets and then he just sees like the dead chick's head.
dude, I love the part when he fucking finds the gun down there and he puts it on the sled and he shows up and he's like shooting all the fucking zombies, which is another cool thing because it's another trope that is bypassed in this film too, because not only are these not just mindless gut munchers, brain munchers, they can die just by being shot and stuff. Because he comes out, he just starts shooting them in the bodies. It's not headshots. They're just they're kind of resurrected through this.
You
curse,
kind
so
of
they're-
expect them to just get back up after they shoot him, and they just don't.
Yeah, and they don't. And I'm like, oh, this is totally different. Like everything about this movie is totally different, you know. And it's subtly different, but it is a lot different than your general kind of basic zomcom narrative and stuff. So, but yeah, that scene's really funny. I like when the guys are standing there, and he's like, the guy looks over and he goes, "Dude, where'd you get the gun?" The way he says it, you're like, but it's so true. You're like, where the fuck did you get that gun, man? It's fucking awesome, man. I love, actually, one of my favorite parts of the movie is when they're in the cabin and they go to throw the fucking Molotov cocktail out the window and the guy fucking misses.
Dude, I remember
Cabin on
even back
fire?
in 2008, that fucking shit cracked me up, bro.
Made me laugh out loud by myself. I was like, what an idiot. Burns
But
down the fucking cabin.
the reason it's so awesome is because you just don't see that in movies. You know what I mean? It just would normally work. And it's just like fucking just cracks. It's fucking funny.
It is
Because it's more
funny.
realistic that you probably miss the shot in real life. you
Yeah.
know?
I just like it because it's subtle. It's like, did he mean to do that? And you're like, no, he totally didn't mean to do that. It's just fucking funny, man. But I don't know. I think this movie's a lot more clever than people kind of give it credit for, though, too. Like I said, the narrative is really cool. But
This one actually hit pretty well on this revisit. I was like, damn, this shit is like better than I remember.
I just like when he goes back to the burnt down cabin and he's just like, he just sweeps away a few logs and stuff. He's like, oh, well, there's the treasure. Like, he found it pretty fucking easy, bro. But he figures it out and it's like, it's cool, man. I think this, you know, for a film that only has such minimal characters and stuff, like every kill is super memorable. Like there's just a lot of nasty shit that's going on. I mean, the one part in the film I don't really like is when the girl shows up and she taps him on the shoulder and turns around and you fucking axes her in the neck. And I'm like, if you're in that situation, you might want to make yourself known a little bit more vocally than that. You know, it's like this dude is fighting off zombies. If you go and tap him on the shoulder, what's probably going to happen? He's going to turn around and put a fucking hatchet in your neck.
And we've seen that like exact sequence happen so many times in movies where somebody like accidentally stabs the wrong person by like spinning around real fast and
doesn't that shit happen in the
I'm just
fucking
kind of
It's kind of a
fucking
cliche. It's kind of a cliche at this point.
Yeah, I never like it. Like
The
ever.
new
I
one,
think
the new one is the hallucination. They attack their hallucination and they stab someone.
Doesn't that shit happen in The Descent?
Yeah.
I think The Descent came out around this time. Well, when did The Descent come out?
Yeah, that happens in The Descent. Like,
Yeah.
the friend like goes up behind her and she thinks it's the thing. And
Right. And I always remember, I'm just like, fuck, dude, that's not good. But actually, there's one part in the film which I thought was so ridiculous that when they find the gold and they're like, yeah, it's like, this has been here since 1942. It's been here for like 50 years. And I'm like, doing the math. I'm like, that would make it 1992. This movie's in 2009. I'm like, your math is way the fuck off, bro. Should be like almost like that's ridiculous. I just thought that was funny. Totally.
Wouldn't it be more likely for it to be dated before 1942?
I would say so.
I mean,
I think they pressed up some fresh gold and then they were like, all right, guys, here you go.
I mean, I think they're just trying to make a point that they're putting it right into the middle of World War II, so that kind of makes sense. I get why they did that. Now. I get why they did that. But yeah. But yeah, no, that's the kill from the movie buff there, man. That I'm Tyler, I cannot believe you didn't get that, man. I mean, there's even artworks with that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dead Alive and Brain Dead, like that exact kill.
I'm retarded.
The funny thing is, I didn't ever I knew that they were, obviously the Brain Dead shirt and stuff like that, but I don't think I ever picked up that until this watch.
Yeah.
And I also wasn't as familiar with it back in 2000.
I mean, we just watched that. We literally just rewatched Dead Alive a couple months ago.
I mean, I've seen Dead Alive 20 times. There's like no excuse.
it's like you're just being an idiot right now.
with no exaggeration. Like, I've seen that movie like absolutely north of 10 times.
Hey, at least you admit when you fucking miss the boat.
Dude, I like when that one dude's telling the other guy and he's talking about like, I think he's kind of freaking about being like recruited or whatever. And he's like, yeah, I don't think you're going to get recruited. He's like, there's no way the Nazis are going to recruit a half Jewish guy. Like, I fucking stopped and I was like, did he just say that? I'm like, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So fucking funny. Oh, shit.
I like when he goes to distract the zombies and he starts talking shit to them. And he's like, I think that was too much.
Yeah. Oh man.
But yeah, I like when they start gearing up and shit like that. And I like when when it's just like there's a shit ton of them too.
Yeah.
Just popping out of the snow and shit.
You know what's kind of an interesting angle to this movie that like I noticed watching this one again was for like the first pretty much like 45 minutes of the film, 40 minutes. You don't actually see any Nazi zombies, but the way it's shot and the way the kills happen in the film, it feels like you're watching a slasher film. Like the opening scene in the film with Sarah running from something you don't get to see, which you've seen this in slasher films. And I think that was kind of probably the point of doing this, kind of making a little bit different setup to, before you reveal what you're getting. Well, you probably know you're watching Nazi zombies, but you know what I mean? But like her death feels like a slasher film. And also when, the dude that tells the story that's camping out in the tent and he gets killed feels very much like a slasher film. Just the way it's shot and stuff. So I think it's pretty interesting then.
Oh, and that tent kill is kind of brutal. This actually another thing about this movie, it's actually shot much better than you would think for a movie like this.
Like I said, the cinematography is fantastic in this. Yeah. It's really, really
like good. Even it's that edited scene well too. Particularly like the wide shot with the the silhouette of the shadows with like watching the kill through that way.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah. 100%. I even I thought it looked really good when they were like hanging off the cliff by the intestines and stuff. I'm like, that actually doesn't look bad. You think it'd be so much easier to do it, just kind of CG that, but it's not the case. So
I call bullshit on anybody climbing back up intestines though.
Yeah, they're not that strong. But then again, I call bullshit on somebody siphoning gas.
Neither's the person fucking climbing it, dude, after fighting someone off.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck is with intestines in these two movies, but I mean, it must be a running joke. But can you imagine siphoning gas through an intestine? That's really fucking disgusting.
Oh, yeah. Super nasty, bro. Super nasty.
So gross. That's good shit, man. Oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah, like even the music in the beginning of the film, it's like the music in the beginning of the film is super goofy sounding. It almost sounds like you're watching a Christmas film, for fuck's sakes. It's got like this weird, almost like offbeat Christmas music.
Oh, it's that's like a popular classic music,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
That's just how Norwegian people are.
yeah, and it just kind of came off as being super goofy, and I was like, okay. But it's weird because like it doesn't really tell the whole story. I mean, like you said, the first bunch of this film, like it's not that goofy. It really isn't. But
Maybe I just think everything's funny. So I think this whole movie's goofy.
I mean, goofy and funny are two different things. I think there's goofy moments, but there's like legitimately funny ass moments though too. Like I'm a big fan of like edit comedy, you know, and like just the way you edit things to make the joke and shit like that. I mean, obviously the homage scene where they're locking and loading and stuff and grabbing all the weapons and shit, but like just the way it's done, I'm like, that's perfect. It's perfect. But it's funny because if you know, you know, right? And I mean, I'm sure if you're watching Dead Snow, you know that that's an Evil Dead homage right there. So, but the guy even does like a fucking Arnold impression at one point in the film too, which is actually kind of funny. I don't know why I was find it funny when people do Arnie impressions, man. But if you do it good, you're just like,
Because there's so much fun.
It is fun. Yeah. I just think it's so ridiculous. Like that whole outhouse sex scene is so funny because after the fact, when she ends up falling into the shitter, that guy basically indirectly shit on her. It's such a gross scene, man. She gets up and she's like all covered in shit. I'm like, oh my God, that's disgusting. It's good stuff. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen that guy like live a little bit longer, but then again, that's kind of the fun in the films, right? Can't pick and choose which characters are gonna go on living longer than others, but he was fun.
Yeah, that one really sticks out as like a I kind of agree with what you guys were saying earlier that you really don't know who's gonna die first because everybody's even. There's like no like clear cut like main character.
Yeah, you really don't know a lot about these people except for the scene where they're driving out to the cabin and there's like this. I think the one girl, she's talking about like all the guys and she's like basically talking about like, you know, this guy's single and this guy's with her and blah, blah, blah. So you're kind of learning things like that, but you don't really get to know anybody. All you know is that they're all a bunch of medical students that are going up there for some R&R and possibly sex, you know, but yeah. I don't really mind that. I think for this film, it works really well because the fact that we don't get to know these people personally kind of opens up, or it doesn't open up the idea of who's going to live and who doesn't, right? Because by the end of the film, you're like, dude, that's the guy. Like, it just doesn't seem like it's going to be him, but it is. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's so many movies that are so like written A to B, right? You know, you get introduced to your main character, and if it's a girl in the slasher film, you know that she's going to be the final girl 9 times out of 10, right? It's not the case here. It's written a little bit differently. I mean, it's not overly complicated and it's not going to blow your fucking shitter out, but blow your shitter out.
And by the way, that opening like song that reminded you of like Christmas shit, it is In the Hall of the Mountain King, also known as the Vrugubin's Hall.
Wow. You did some research on that. That's impressive.
Yeah, it was bothering me.
I've heard it before.
From 1875.
I think I've heard it before. I can't.
You've heard it in a million things before.
Yeah. There's always interpretations of it, right? It's always slightly different in key and stuff like that. But yeah, it's definitely that one. Whatever you said. I'm not going to try and repeat that because that would just be stupid. Yeah. But yeah, all in all, man, this is fucking hella fun movie, man. Hella fun. I personally really like this film. So
I agree. I personally like this movie too.
You guys have any more notes?
Oh, and the character whistles it in Fritz Lang's M.
Ooh, that's a cool one.
The movie buff guy.
That's a real cool one.
Ratings on Dead Snizzity.
That's snizzy.
Dead Snizzity. That's awesome. Yeah, man, I'm a really big fan of this film. I've just had a absolute blast watching this, like right from the start, man. Like I said, the music was great. And then it just kind of took me by surprise. You know, I love when you haven't watched a film in a while and you're like, you remember it, but you don't. And then you start picking out things. I'm like, this kind of feels like a slasher film. And I'm like, oh, this
I didn't remember a damn thing about this.
Yeah. And then I start watching. I'm like, oh, this story is actually really cool. The zombies are different. And I'm like, this and that. And then you like, you're watching the effects and the kills. And like, there's really not a lot of faults in this. It's a really entertaining film. It doesn't overstay its welcome. I think the way it ends is actually pretty cool. I like the whole curse thing that they kind of allude to a little bit in this, which they full flesh out in the sequel. But I think a lot of things that are happening are really cool and stuff like that. And I give it 9 out of 10. I'm a big fan. JP?
I like this movie quite a bit. Thought that it held up. You know, a lot of time I've been very nostalgic for this time period in general. I was saying that the other day in the chat, like 2004 to like 2012 is like starting to hit the like nostalgic button for me. And I'm enjoying revisiting the films from like this era where I was first getting into like the new stuff that was coming out. And this one actually not only held out, but it was better than I remembered. I give it a 8 out of 10.
Tyler.
Right? This is about how I remembered. I liked it when I first saw it. I liked it again. It's not really my type of movie, but it was a solid watch for me. I'll give it a 6.5.
That might be the funniest part about Dead Snow. Your fucking rating. I just find it so funny. You're just so
okay. So before we go into Dead Snow 2, I just have a question for Moodz.
Yeah.
Over under on Tyler liking Dead Snow 2 more than 1 or liking it less than 1?
I think he likes it more.
I feel the same way. But I don't know if we're right or not. I guess we'll find out.
I mean, part 2 is okay. All right, so that is Dead Snow from 2009.
22 shots.
All right, so moving into the sequel from 2014 titled Dead Snow 2 Red vs. Dead. Also directed by Tommy Wirkola, like we talked about earlier. Quick synopsis. Still on the run from a group of Nazi zombies, a man seeks the aid of a group of American zombie enthusiasts and discovers new techniques for fighting the zombies. Okay. So we can't talk about this film without talking about the end of the first one. So, because this one literally starts in the exact same scene as the first one leaves off. So in the end of the first one, our main character here, which is Martin. Yeah, I think his name is
Gives
Martin.
back the zombie gold, gets the fuck out of there, gets to the whip, feels like everything's going smooth, and then he fucking drops a gold coin that he must have been holding on to by mistake.
He mistakenly had one. So Herzog meets him at the car, and the movie ends with him punching into the side of the window. It just goes to the credits, and I'm like, that's cool. And part 2 opens up with him punching through that. And so we get this really awesome scene. So towards the end of the film, Martin actually ends up getting bit in the film, and he ends up cutting off his arm with a chainsaw, which is actually a really big part of the narrative here. So beginning of part 2, he's fighting with Herzog, and he's hanging onto the side of the car, and he's ripping down this ice road. And fucking rig comes around the corner and fucking takes out Herzog, and it rips off his arm and lands into Martin's car. Well, he's so distraught and all fucked up, he ends up crashing his car. He gets saved by whoever saves him. He wakes up in the hospital, and he has an arm attached to him.
The doctor comes in, he's like, your arm was torn to shreds, you know? He's like, it was a mess. But luckily we found it in the car, and we were able to attach it back to your, rest of your arm. And he looks and it looks like not even close to his arm. It's all like muscular.
It's all muscular. Like, it's all pale and muscular though. It's hilarious.
He's like, luckily it was cold out, so it saved, stopped it from decomposing or whatever. And then his fucking arm just proceeds to attack everyone in the room and fucking kill everybody.
So his arm is cursed with this Nazi curse or whatever. And of course we get on the flip side, Herzog has
he has a new ability where he can just fucking turn people to zombies now.
Yeah. So yeah, well, kind of. Well, I mean, you can kind of rise.
To kill him first, I think.
You have to kill him first. But yeah, Herzog, anyways, we forgot to mention that like he ends up getting a Martin's arm. And they have a Nazi doctor there.
He goes and gets it's the funniest shit ever, because like if you know anything about like Nazis and like the occult and like the
they're on to the
backstories, there's this like he gets this fucking German doctor guy and fucking resurrects him into basically a fucking doctor that rolls with the army for the rest of the movie, and he fucking reattaches Martin's arm. And the fucking zombie doctor is funny as shit to me, dude. Like especially later in the movie when all the zombies are like returning from like battle, and he's just fucking fixing them up with the most like ridiculous ways and send them off.
Dude, that scene is so funny. This guy comes in and he's all split open, his guts are hanging out and shit. He pulls out the guts, he just puts in hay and then puts a fucking zap tie.
Yeah, and then he's like, "You're off you go, back to the war, buddy."
This next guy shows up and he's got no leg, and he just breaks off a toilet plunger, breaks it off, stabs it in his leg, and the guy's like, "Sweet."
And he's just repairing these zombies in the most like fucking basic of fucking jailhouse ways ever.
So we got Martin in the hospital here, and he learns very quick that obviously this is not his arm and it's cursed and it's doing bad things. He can't control this fucking thing. He like literally loses it. Yeah, they tie him down because he like kills everybody and shit. And so he like tells this story about like how he got there, and then they deem that he was probably responsible for killing all his friends out there. So now he's like the prime suspect for all the murders and shit. Anyways, he ends up escaping because this little boy comes in, helps him escape and shit like that, and leads to this. That's
probably honestly my favorite scene in the whole movie.
This shit is like so fucking funny. The first thing
he does, bro, is like the boy, like he lies to the little boy to get him to unlock. And this is a dumb little fucking boy too, bro. He just rolls into this hospital, dog, and he goes up to this fucking stranger because he thinks his arm's infected with zombie shit. So he's like a fan of this zombie squad thing from back in America. So he's like tells the dude about it, and then the dude's like, "Oh yeah, totally. It's definitely a zombie thing." And he's like, "Help me out. I have chocolate." The kid's like, okay. And then he lets him out, and he's like, "Where's my chocolate?" And he's like, "There ain't no fucking chocolate, kid." And then the fucking arm smacks this kid through some fucking steel bars, bro.
Through the window.
And he fucking escapes. And then the kid's on the ground. He instantly feels like, oh shit, I fucked up. I think I just killed a kid. So funny. And this is the best part. He goes to give him fucking CPR. And the first go down is flat.
It all rips through his chest.
Yeah, he's like picking it. He's like picking it up. It's the fucking the whole time he's trying to make himself look not like a fucking psychopath. But
this arm is just so cursed. It's so Nazi and wants to kill.
The cop like comes to the window. And he got all the kids like guts in his hands. He's like, this isn't what it looks like. And he's trying to like stuff them back in his body. And I'm just like, okay, that's the type of movie we have here. This is like,
it tells you real quick what kind of shit you're like. This one, it amps up the game of the goofiness like 20-fold, man. Like it just gets ridiculous. Like right after that scene, he rips off the hood ornament off of fucking Mercedes and like ninja stars right into this guy's head. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, fuck. He's like, I can't stop. It's fucking so funny, dude. Oh my God. But yeah, so this one kind of takes what we were learning from the first film, and we learned that basically it's like a Nazi curse and stuff like that. And they were all about their gold and stuff, but it goes one step further in this one. And so they had a mission. Oh,
and it's funny too, right? Because it's a Mercedes, which is a German car.
I know. That's what's funny about it.
Yeah.
So we learned that like this this Herzog crew, they actually had a mission. They were supposed to go to this one place and massacre all these people and stuff like that. And then they learned very quick that the Nazis, that's what they're set out to do. They're going to finish the job that they didn't get to finish in the first place. And so they get this, they start to learn things about like the curse of the, you know, their arm and what he can do and stuff like that. And, well, actually, I guess we get to see Herzog. He goes through the village and he starts killing off fucking all the villagers. Brutal fucking ways.
Dude, brutally too. There's some brutal ones in there.
So we're
like,
learning.
He rolls into the one room with the fucking toilet, and he picks up the back of the lid and smashes dude's head.
Dude, I think the one where he walks into the farmhouse. Yeah, in the farmhouse, he kills the dude with the hammer and shit, and then the white. Oh, yeah. Oh my god,
it's actually kind of fucking brutal. And then of course I love this too. They fucking kill 2 women and their babies.
Oh my god, and they shoot them with the tank
strollers.
Dude, when they kill, and then they run over the kids. They literally run over the kids with the tank. I'm like, oh my god. So yeah,
there's actually some great practicals in this movie.
Really good. So yeah, so Herzog again,
and even the slight CG they use is not bad.
It's really good. It's really good. But I like the idea of them like trying to finish off this job that Hitler sent them to do, and so they got to build this army.
What else do you do?
Yeah, so they got to build this army. So they start killing off all these people, and then Herzog
and they're also resurrecting like buried Nazis. Which, by the way, I was kind of like, where did they bury Nazis at? Like. And I looked it up, and it's just like everywhere. But they don't like these like gravestones are nice, and they have like the Iron Cross on them and stuff.
Yeah,
the real ones don't really look that good.
No, they don't. So we get this. We get introduced to this idea where Herzog can like resurrect the dead. So they kill off these people, and then they resurrect them, and then they're part of the curse. You know, they're basically in the army kind of thing. So. But then on the flip side, we've got Martin here, and now he's got his arm, and he's got this same ability because he's got the Nazi curse in him, right? And so once the American zombie squad shows up, one thing leads to another. They start to figure out that like, okay, so if they're building an army to go finish off this job, we need to do the same fucking thing. And that's where the Red vs. Dead story comes in. So they get this idea where there was a bunch of Russian soldiers that were killed and they were buried somewhere. So they're like, well, if we go resurrect the Russian soldiers to fight off the Nazis, because that's actually what happened in real life.
The Russians kicked the Nazis' asses.
So they're like, perfect. So we'll resurrect. We'll use this ability that I have to resurrect these Russian
and history
soldiers.
Shall do the rest.
And then you get this huge fucking battle between the Russians and the Nazis, and then we've got the geeky. We've got the. Okay.
What did you think of the zombie squad?
The zombie dude, I laughed my fucking ass off at the part where they cut to the guy, and this is what I'm talking about, like editing, like the way shit's edited, and it's just works out to be super funny. They cut to him, and he looks like Rick Moranis for one thing. He totally looks like Rick Moranis. I'm like, that's fucking And then he stands.
He does actually.
And then he stands up.
They have the close up of his like just his mouth moving.
Yeah, he's got these glasses and shit.
You think it's like some FBI agent or something like that,
So they're like, oh yeah, we got the zombie squad, and it cuts to him, and you're like, oh my god. And then he's like, okay, like,
nerd.
And this part made me laugh. I don't know if you guys laughed at this, but like he stands up and he's like, all right, ladies, we're going to Norway. And it pans over, and it's actually 2 girls.
Yeah, you expect it to be like military, like or something, like ladies. And it's just 2 like fucking Star Wars nerd girls.
Oh my god, dude! I laugh out loud at that part so much. I was like, that's fucking hilarious. But anyways, they show up, and they're actually pretty fun characters. Like they're totally dorky and shit. And like this one girl's like so into like, "May the Force be with you," shit, man. It's ridiculous. But they're fun characters, man. But yeah, so like the Russians end up fighting the Nazis, and it doesn't really go that like the Nazis just fucking annihilate the Russians.
Those girls they didn't necessarily remind me of characters from this movie, but just those nerd girls reminded me of that movie Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah,
they end up right. I don't know why, but like they reminded me of them.
Yeah, a little bit. I can see that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and fucking dude, it's so ridiculous that not only do they have a fucking tank, but it's loaded with live ammunition.
Yeah, because that's the funny part. They got it from the museum, the Nazi museum that's in Sweden or in Norway, where they probably shouldn't have one of those in Norway, considering they like slaughtered a bunch of people and tortured and shit. It's funny they would have one there, but anyways. But live ammunition is really funny, actually.
Yeah, it's like completely ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. I love when they're rolling around with this tank, man. I like the guy shows him, he's like, they've got a tank.
Yeah, I mean, like that like you
hilarious.
can tell this guy realized he can get a fucking tank, and he's like, I'm putting this in every fucking scene of this movie.
You know, to be honest, this film,
like he's just like, I am getting maximum value out of this fucking big purchase for the budget.
I think that this movie runs a little bit longer than the first one. It's about 100 minutes. I think it's about 10 minutes longer.
Yeah, it's
40,
about
I
10
think.
minutes longer.
And I have to give
That's
him
my
props.
biggest criticism with that. I was like, all right, guys, come on.
Well, the thing is, right from the opening scene in this film,
The last scene goes on a bit long,
but it's nonstop action in this film. There's really not a lot of downtime. Like I like the scene where they're running away from Herzog shooting them with the tank. Like there's a lot of cool shit that's happening in this film. Like it's a really, like, compared to the first film, it's so much bigger, but I think it works. Even though they had a bigger budget.
I think the budget that went for the tank made the fucking swamp suffer because it's a puddle. It's barely a fucking swamp at all. It's like a mud puddle.
Isn't it weird though too, like how this one takes place right after the first film, but there's literally no snow anywhere?
At the beginning there is, and then it's like all gone.
Yeah, it's like,
well, like the car chase, there's nothing but snow.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's weird. And then like,
and that actual car, or not car chase, but like car wreck, dude keeps falling fucking asleep. It's so funny because he's like changes the station to something that would keep him up, and it's a fucking like nature documentary on the radio. And the woodland sparrow flies to its nesty nest.
Dude, I've got to say,
he just
man,
starts dozing off.
When the truck driver hits Herzog and he comes out there, that guy looked like fucking Richard, like my buddy Richard that lives in Sweden. Heavy Metal Relay. Do you remember that guy's YouTube channel? He still watches my shit every once in a while. So. He's a fucking dope dude. He's like a big metalhead, but he's like a really good artist and shit. He's actually done a lot of artwork for movies and stuff like that. He has his own comic book and shit. But he reminded me of exactly what Richard looks like. I was like, dude, that's fucking Richard. That's awesome. He's a cool guy.
I think one of the best like ongoing gags in the movie is that fucking dude that has the I Heart Norway shirt on.
Oh, yeah.
That just keeps getting resurrected over and over again.
I love the fucking, they have a great, don't they use him at one point to get unstuck?
Yeah, that's the most fucked up part. So like this kid is in a wheelchair, like he's just a background character in like the tour bus, and he's like just in a wheelchair with an I Heart Norway shirt on, just some tourist, you know.
Yeah.
And the fucking Nazis come over and slaughter everyone, and then he finds out he can resurrect people, and he resurrects him, and then the fucking zombie hit squad shows up, and the dude was like sucking at throwing axes earlier, but nails him. He's all hyped, so he fucking kills him, and then they resurrect him again.
He dies like 5 times in the movie.
Yeah, and then at one point he's just like riding in the back of the car with them.
Well, he became the zombie sidekick.
Yeah,
he was like their dude. Yeah,
they get stuck, and he's like, the dude's like, if only I had some traction under the wheels, I could get us unstuck. And they fucking pull dude out and like shove him under the tire, and he just gets fucking.
It's actually another thing in the first film though too, when dude uses the sled to totally massacre one of the fucking zombies. That's a total shout out. Instead of it being a fucking lawnmower, he used the sled to totally massacre somebody. So that's another fucking Dead Alive thing right there from the first one movie. But I laughed so hard at this, man. Like he literally and then resurrects him right again.
He's like still around at the end, but he's like so fucked up looking. Dude, like he's just been through hell.
The fucking line, I think it's is it Martin who says it? I can't remember who says it, but he's like, oh, what scene is it? And he's like, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph Stalin. When he says that, I was like, oh my God, that's fucking amazing. That's a good fucking joke, actually. Oh my God.
I like when the Nazis are just like fucking after they figure out their plan, and the leader's just like, sing Heil, and they're all just like fucking throw their arms up and all. Right. These fucking brainwashed fucks are still just so Nazified.
I think that a lot of times when you do like a lower budget film like Dead Snow and then you go super big, they usually don't turn out this well, but this shit is fun as hell, man. There's a lot of good jokes. The narrative is really fun. A lot of fun characters and shit. And like,
it's a lot better written than I remember. I think, and this is what I was kind of going to say going into this review is like, I can tell my tastes have changed so much as a like movie goer viewer. Like, and I've talked about this before, but like I hated like goofy shit and just like stuff.
That's why you
that
hated
was, like,
Trauma.
overly comedy. Yeah, and like now, like I really like this movie, and I'm way more open to like you said, stuff like Trauma and shit.
I think you should really watch hashtag Shakespeare's Shitstorm.
I
It is-
tried. I can't find it anywhere.
Oh my god. Well, there's a 4K out.
Yeah, I suppose I could go the 4K route.
It is
What's
actually
running?
so fucking clever of destroying the shit that's happening in our society right now. It's really funny, actually. Even Tony was like, my God, it's like bang on. It's so funny. But yeah, no, 100%. You know what I think is probably the most ridiculous and so weird moment in the film is the end with Martin and what he does.
Yeah, that was like, this is the thing though.
What the fuck?
Like, there's something about
Is it necromantic?
There's something about Total Eclipse of the Heart that just like makes me laugh.
Oh yeah, that's
The music cue was amazing.
That is the best part. That's like half the budget.
Oh yeah, dude, it's funny you said that. I said they probably spent a shitload getting the rights to put that song in the film just for that.
Yeah,
music
but the
cue.
dude's just like, I will sacrifice my swamp to get this funny moment that I thought of.
It's funny because the way they shoot it too, because you get this like crazy, ridiculous like necrophilia moment in a sense, I guess. I don't know. But like the zombie sidekick is like back there watching. Like,
yeah, that's
so fucking weird.
That dude is he's just like
He's like standing there,
keeps
he's
him
like,
around, dude. He just like keeps him around, dude.
It's so fucking funny, man. It's a hilarious shot of just standing there watching this. You're like, oh my God, dude, that's so funny. Dude, this movie's fun as fuck, man. Hilarious. Man, and there's like, again, you know, going back to the kills and stuff, like there is so many fucking, you know, like in the battle between the Russians and the Nazis, like surprisingly, there's a lot of like just straight up kill effects and stuff. It wasn't just like off-screen shit that was happening. There's a lot of shit that you're seeing on screen. I'm like, wow, like there was a lot of budget here, man. It's pretty interesting. Good stuff though, man. Good stuff. And I like what happens actually with Herzog and stuff. Did you guys? I think at the end of this, there's a post-credit scene, right?
Yeah, there's a mid-credit scene.
Yeah.
That has the doctor finding Herzog.
Yeah. Which
he's never got a Dead Snow 3.
Well, I think in 2000, so I read, because I remember them rumblings and I remember there was supposed to be one. So the director had actually announced that he wanted to do, or he was going to be doing Dead Snow 3 in 2017. Last thing I ever heard about it. Never. There was like no.
Yeah, I think we reported about it on our show.
Yeah.
At one point, and I remember. I think that they were talking about having like Hitler in it. Actually.
Yeah. I think it would have been good though, man. Because
if they succeeded to that, I think the next thing would be to resurrect Hitler.
Right. You got to take it one step further, right?
Yeah.
And then at that point, you already made the joke about Jesus, Mary, and Joseph Stalin. So you might as well resurrect Stalin though too.
Right.
Stalin and fucking Hitler and yeah. It's just such a it's super creative. Like it's creative in the whole movie's super creative, man. I really like what they did with like the whole resurrection and kind of like, you know, taking history, but like flipping it around, you know, you think, oh shit, man, the Russians are going to fucking prevail again. You know, like, of course, no, I like that. But it is kind of funny. Like when they're fighting, I'm just like, you do realize that you need to kill the leader that has all the power. Cause if you kill the person that can resurrect, you can't resurrect. Cause like at the point of like two armies doing battle, everybody could die. But then you go, hey man, you just put your hand down and everyone's fucking resurrected, right? You got to kill the leaders. Got to kill the leaders. So, Yeah, fun ass movie. So, anyways, Tyler, you were saying that you thought the runtime was a little bit too long on this.
Yeah, I thought this went on a little bit too long.
I mean, I personally don't think that they needed
out.
to do the end scene, but otherwise, like it was still funny to me. But it's definitely unneeded.
Yeah, it's just there's like little things you could probably just trim out of here that like you wouldn't really notice. But I don't know. Maybe like the end thing went along.
Yeah, I think you could have got it down 10 minutes and
Yeah.
not miss much. It would feel a little tighter.
Yeah, but like I mean, thinking about this movie is like so they clearly just went for the max funny, max gore. That seemed what the objective was here. But you know, they really do something different that is kind of fun. Like I like that whole going to the museum thing where you meet the dude, you learn all about the Nazi zombies and like and he tells them it's more of a curse and just like the added comedy. Like I thought the first one was goofy, but I thought at least they committed way more to it this time, and it definitely made it feel different from the first one and feel like its own thing. Obviously, the action was up a bunch, whereas this was almost like an action movie, like an action horror movie, with how much of it was in it. There's just something about films of this era where just the way they look. I hate the way like films look from this era. Where I was saying the same thing about Cold Prey, where they almost have this like washed out gray look to it, but I wouldn't say it's by much. I would say they're in the same ballpark, but you guys are right. I do slightly like this one more.
Okay. I guessed it. I fucking guessed it.
Yeah, this one's pretty much on par. Like I said, it's kind of the same thing, but it's not. You know, it takes the same premise and it just kind of ups it. But I really enjoy, you know, kind of amping up everything for a sequel, because I think when you do a sequel to a film, you can't go smaller. You got to go bigger, maybe a little bit funnier. Because I mean, the first film was what it was, and you know, it was still a comedy and stuff. So you got to up the comedy a little bit, maybe not make it too stupid, and maybe up the body count and stuff. Which I think they succeeded on all levels of making a sequel that is just kind of a little bit bigger than the first. I think it works for me. I really enjoyed it, man. It's fun. Like,
yeah, I liked it.
I mean, there's nothing better than watching a film where you're kind of invested in the story. Like, those are really cool things. Like, they're kind of unique.
I know. I kind of got like really interested. I couldn't remember it. Like, I barely remembered this movie at all.
Yeah,
it's been like 11 years since we watched it last.
Yeah, I'd only ever seen it once. I saw it once for the prep and stuff, and I really didn't remember a lot of it. I remembered some things, but you know, it was pretty vague, pretty foggy. But to my amazement, watching them back to back, like I didn't. Technically, I did. I watched one movie on Saturday morning, went out and shoveled the fucking driveway, which I could have snowblowed, but I didn't. And then came in and then watched the second one. So I pretty much watched them back to back. And then I was like, that's impressive. Like, I didn't remember that the second one started right where the first one left off. I love that shit. Continuity to me goes an extra mile. If you're willing to do that shit and actually make it work. Like,
and I also just appreciate developing a story from the lore and stuff that you set up in the first film, like with the chopped off arm and stuff like that.
Yeah, they didn't bitch out with the story. They definitely kind of elevated it and, you know, got into the whole fucking black, you know, the occult voodoo shit that, you know, the Nazis were into. And you use those ideas that always have circulated for years and years with the Nazis, and you put it into the film. It's cool. It's a different way of doing things. It's fun.
Well, let's be real. Who doesn't like seeing Nazis get fucked up?
I know. It's fucking awesome. And you know what the crazy thing is, man? The Nazis looked exactly how they did in the first film. Like, Herzog looked almost identical. Like, I was impressed that they looked the same. I was like,
was it the same actor? I saw Derek Mears was in this movie.
Oh, really? Shit.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that the actor that played Herzog is the same. He looks the same, but then again, it's makeup though too, right? So
who knows?
But I'm a big fan. Like, I've always been a big fan of, like, when you're doing things like this, like wardrobes are a big thing. Like, when you're watching period pieces, to have them proper, you know, you need the right wardrobes to, you know, sell the you know, the time period and stuff like that. Obviously, this is taking place in modern times, but you know, it is
the same actor, by the way.
Yeah, so this is modern times, but it's still a period piece in sense of their costumes. So, and I think that they pulled it off really well, really, really well. I still don't understand where the fuck they got a tank from. Like when you're doing a film, like, you know, on a budget and shit like that, it's like, where do you just go rent a tank? I would love to be able to do that. That's amazing. Just shoot a tank. I
love. Oh yeah.
Could you imagine sitting in the tank and just blasting shit? That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure that's supposed to be an original from the lore.
Yeah, I'm sure they exist. Yeah.
I like how the title, the character name for the zombie we're talking about literally is Sidekick Zombie.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Fucking amazing. Yeah, he's totally the sidekick.
We didn't even talk about the C plot with the cops.
You know what? Okay, so going back to Tyler's point and stuff like that, like, I mean, they probably could have cut out. I mean, it's definitely viable in the film. Like, I can see it, but like,
there's some funny moments.
Yeah, I think it gets really funny when they show up to see the fight and stuff. And that's when it gets funny with the cops for sure. But yeah, it's right. There's totally a different subplot. It's just the main story is just so much damn fun. You kind of forget about the cops, but.
Yeah, it's like the C plot because the A plot is the lead characters, the B plot is this time you spend with the zombies, and then the fucking C plot is the fucking cops.
Yeah, it's a big movie. There's always something happening. There's never really a lot of downtime.
It definitely feels a lot bigger in scope. It's like this guy had this idea and he's like, let's just maximize it now. Let's like just make it as big as we can.
Fuck it. Make it big.
It's probably why the sequel that takes place right after, like, obviously in the first film, you're on a mountain. There's a lot of snow and stuff. They would still be down there. Well, I mean, the film starts with snow. I'm assuming that they didn't continue with that because of how big the film was with so many people. It would have been a lot harder to shoot and stuff like that. So they probably did it more in obviously they did it in the springtime because it's shot in Norway. And yeah, there's no fucking snow. And I think they have snow at like 8 months of the year in Norway. So yeah, they get a lot more fucking snow than I've ever seen. So, but I'm assuming probably, I mean, to do that all in like harsh weather would be so brutal and probably not practical either. Like, how do you like the fight scenes and stuff? It would be so much harder to do in the middle of the winter. Cause I'm assuming, you know, being that far north, that their winters are pretty shitty.
Right.
So, yeah, good stuff though. Good stuff. I really, it just sucks they never made a third one because it could have been so much fun if they had done a third one.
There's still hope it'll eventually happen.
Yeah, man. Maybe here's this podcast and we're like, yo, bro, make Dead Snow 3 The Rise of Hitler or something. I mean, if you're gonna put Hitler in, I mean, you can do a third one. You got to go big, right? Hitler, Stalin, just bring out all the fucking leaders. So.
Here. Oh yeah.
Hitler.
You know what the tagline to this movie is?
No.
The sequel you did not see coming.
Ah, dude, that's so good. That's so good.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, I love cheesy jokes like that, man. That's awesome.
Me too. Fuck it.
You Nazi guy.
Puns, man.
Dude, that's fucking amazing. That's one thing I always forget to look at is like taglines, man.
I don't even know if it's really an art anymore.
Yeah, man.
But I remember when we first started this show, I used to introduce the movie with a tagline.
Yeah, that's right.
I always like taglines. They're just funny to me.
So what do you think the consensus is, man? Because I remember when this one came out briefly, you know, hearing people talk about it. And a lot of people tend to like this movie a lot more than not like a lot more, but tend to kind of navigate towards this one a little bit more than the first one.
Really? I would think more people like the first movie.
I don't know why. Maybe, I don't know. I just remember seeing a lot of people talking about like how much they love this movie and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like you're right. I feel like I was in the minority back then.
Yeah. I thought it was like, when I remember watching it and being like, that's really fucking good. I actually was surprised. But again, I was removed from the first one though, too. I think watching them back to back actually does them justice. It really does. It's a good double feature. So good way to watch them. You guys have anything else? JP?
Yeah, I think Dead Snow Red versus Dead Snow 2 is pretty good. It definitely has a lot more laughs in this one. I think like watching it this time, I accepted that they were just going like a bit more over the top, and I think maybe I was a little bit more annoyed at that back in the day, but it just, I don't care now, and I enjoy I feel like it's well written, so the jokes land and it's funny. And the story is actually really engaging to follow too. You just want to see what's going to happen next, because they kind of set that precedent at the beginning of the movie where they just like knock a kid through a wall and shit like that and blow up his fucking whole entire chest cavity, that you're just like, okay, we could do anything in this movie. Let's see what happens next.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good, man.
And then, yeah, so I'll give it another 8 out of 10. It's like on par with the first one for me.
Tyler?
It's on par with the first one for me too. So I'll give it another 6.5.
Man, it's so fucking funny when you think about it. This movie pretty much starts out with killing a kid in pretty funny way.
That's what kind of like what like warmed me up, where I was like, ooh, you know, just kill a kid like that. Huh?
But you know my feelings.
And it was genuinely funny too.
Yeah, like
it actually was clever.
I mean, like, I wasn't going to be surprised if they killed the kid, but I mean, it's still like killing a kid is like pushing a boundary, and to do it like just so like matter of factly.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times when you overplay a joke, which I never felt like
Kid's
they did.
just dead.
But
just some dead kid in a fucking hospital on vacation, bro. He's just fucking dead.
So they kill this fucking kid at the beginning of the film, and then we got these two moms pushing these baby carriages, and they get fucking blown up. And then right after that, there's these kids playing in a sandbox, and fucking tank drives over them. They kill a lot of fucking kids in this movie, man. It's amazing. So that right there, man, is like, it's just pure gold. But I'm gonna say it's pretty much. I'm still gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I'm pretty much on par with the first one. Two different. I mean, they're the same film, but two different entities. But fucking blast. Props for killing all the kids. 100%.
Yeah.
I just see the kid's face. He's playing in the sandbox that just rolls over him like nothing. Dude, I don't know what it is. I think it's the funniest shit ever, killing kids in movies, man. It's ballsy.
Yep. I've always been a fan of it since the early days of this podcast.
All right, so that is Dead Snow 2, Red vs. Dead from 2014. And the conclusion of episode 307 here of the 22 Shots of Moodz and Horror podcast. Yeah.
Shorter one. At least it feels that way.
I don't know what time we started. I am sure, man, our intros have been so fucking long lately. Like every time I do the show notes, I'm like, that one was like an hour 45. That was 2:05. That was 2:15. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, hey guys, want to have a short show? Well, let's not have an intro then. You know.
Yeah, and plus, one less movie than we typically do as well.
So I'm thinking, what time is it? 7? It had to have been
3 hours.
Probably at least, yeah. Probably close. I mean, probably just under that, whatever. I mean, we don't have to have long shows all the time. But yeah, having one less review is, I mean, if there was a third Dead Snow film, yeah, probably another 30, 40 minutes.
Yep. So next week, we actually found a way to continue the Norwegian theme and still do our Christmas show. The unplanned Norwegian theme. So our first week here in December, we did fucking 3 Norwegian films, a slasher called Prey 1 through 3. Then we did Dead Snow 1 and 2 for week 2 of a Norwegian horror. And then next week we're going to do actually 3 Norwegian Christmas films. There are more than 3 actually. And the first one I guess well, I don't know what years they came out, but it's Christmas Cruelty, Christmas Blood, and then there's Something in the Barn.
I think that's the correct order of years, actually, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably not how I'll watch them, though.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. I'm surprised you didn't watch part 2 before part 1 of Dead Snow.
That would be really fucked up.
That would be fucking stupid.
But yeah, so we're gonna do 3 Christmas films that we haven't done on the show before. And it will be, we haven't done There's Something in the Barn, right?
No.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we haven't.
I think we just talked about it on the show, honestly.
Yeah, so that's 3 Norwegian Christmas horror films, and that will conclude the Norwegian horror month, because after that we do have a top 10 Christmas horror films, unless we have a Norwegian film on there. I guess it could.
So how in the fuck, how are we titling this? Are we starting with number 20 going to 11? I don't know.
Figured it out yet.
Because the way I have my list, I took my original top 10 and then I just went from 20 to 11.
It's essentially 20 to 11, but
so then next year we'll do 30 to 21.
I could do another 10. That's probably it.
I'm fucking cutting movies.
I
I've already cut so many out of this, and I'm like, fuck, I could totally do another 10.
Yeah. But yeah, so
Tyler's like, no. He's like, how many more Wake and Frights can I find?
No, I'm actually all right, so it's next week, right? So not this coming Sunday, it'll be the next Sunday, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking this is what I'm gonna do, because I just don't have like all these like Christmas favorites like you guys do. Like I mostly got exhausted in the first list.
Well, that's kind of what Carly said too. Is she's like, I don't like, I have my favorites, but I don't really have much more after like 11 or 12 movies.
So I think
that's why you gotta watch all the movies, because they might become a favorite.
What I think this is what I'm honestly gonna do. I'm just gonna pick 10 movies, maybe some I've haven't seen in a while, and a couple ones I haven't seen, and I'm just gonna rank the 10 that I watched.
Why not just rewatch them? You got like 2 weeks.
Yeah, why don't you watch some ones that didn't make your, if there's any that didn't make your list that you haven't seen that made our list?
Yeah, because your first list didn't even have any Christmas films on it. Wake and Fright? Are you fucking serious, bro? Come on.
Yeah, Christmas. They dance around a tree and get drunk.
Bro, it's one of my all-time favorite movies. That is not a Christmas movie, man. Come on.
It is as much as a Christmas movie as Inside is.
Inside literally takes place on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, it's like, that is totally.
So does this. This takes place on Christmas.
Dude, the movie doesn't just take place over fucking, no.
It takes place over, he literally goes home for Christmas vacation.
I know what he's doing.
Yeah, so how is it not? Like,
I mean, I guess, bro. There's no
but there's like almost no Christmas feel to that movie whatsoever. Of course, it's Australian Christmas, which is in the middle of their fucking summer. But on the flip side of that, Red Christmas is an Australian film that has one of the best Christmas aesthetics without snow in a Christmas horror film, and that's an Australian film.
Like, have you seen? I assume you've seen The Lodge and The Children, Don't Open Till Christmas.
Yeah.
Rare Exports.
Do you like The Lodge?
Yeah. No.
Oh, I love that movie. I didn't like it when it first came out, and I rewatched it, and I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, I love this movie. It's great.
Maybe check out like Red Christmas and All Through the House if you haven't.
I have some. Trying to think, like,
there's a Spanish one that Moodz is a big fan of that I've never actually seen, called A Christmas Tale by Paco Plaza. I don't know if you've seen that one.
That one's good. Yeah, I think that you'll actually get a kick out of Red Christmas, to be honest, man. I know there's definitely one character that I dude, that's already bad to say.
If you've never seen Saint, I recommend that one. That one's pretty good.
Yeah, which, you know, from all my Dutch friends and Dutch family and stuff like that, they're like, that is not a Christmas movie. But it's Christmas to us. But, you know, to their folklore, or to their lore, it's not Christmas.
There's one movie I know is definitely on my list.
Ginger Dead Man?
I always try to tell people to watch To All a Good Night, because I think it's very unique for the time. It's not, if you're watching out of context, but it's one of the very first films to do what it did.
I'm watching it. I had it on in the background during the show.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's. I actually think it's really fun. It's just such an odd movie.
Probably
that
the
David
best
did.
one you can see. Don't judge the cover. It's one of the best Christmas movies out there. It's called Slaughter Clause. Trust me.
Slaughter Clause.
Have I ever lied to you before?
I'm not even joking, dude. I've seen 30,000 movies in my life. That is probably might even be the bottom film I've ever seen in my life. And I've watched some pretty shit movies.
Dude, it's one of the fucking worst movies I've ever seen. And I've seen some shitters, man.
Oh my god, dude, it is so bad. Like,
I remember buying the DVD off Amazon for $5 when I was like just buying Christmas movies.
it's one of those really bad edited films where like someone will say something and then it'll pan to the next person and then 5 seconds later they'll say something and then it'll pan back to the next person and it'll take 5 seconds and it goes on like this and you're just like, oh, I want to shoot myself in the fucking head right now. It's just insanely bad. Yeah. But I still think like, I mean, for me and JP, it's so much easier because like I love Christmas horror films and like I made my list already from 20 to 11 and I cut out, I could easily do another 10 easily.
Yeah. Yeah, I love me some Christmas horror films, definitely.
Yeah.
Even the ones that I don't like love, I still like to watch in rotation every once in a while.
Right. Have you ever seen Dismembering Christmas before?
No.
Okay. You should check that one out, man. It's really fun. I watch almost every year.
Check out Silent Night, Bloody Night.
That's what I like. That was gonna make my like. I'm gonna watch or rewatch. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
It's actually been a long time since I've rewatched that one.
I still have 10 movies. That way, I still have 10 movies to watch.
Are you still doing that challenge?
I mean, I'm just prepping for a million things.
I know. Fuck, we all are. Jesus. I know. I started like I rewatched Gremlins.
I just don't have as much time as I've had to watch movies the last couple of years. That's why I'm like, damn, dude.
Sucks being an adult, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You got real jobs and you're like, oh my god, I have so much responsibility. I can't watch fucking 8 movies a day anymore.
It's like
Except for me, I watched 6 yesterday. No responsibilities. No, but
the real issue. It's not. I mean, it's not an issue. Well, I think like the real big thing that's affected me that I could do the last couple of years. I could stay up much later. I cannot stay up late like I would.
That's a big thing with me too. Is like I don't like I would fucking suck it up and just stay up till like 4 a.m. and get like 3 hours of sleep and go to work. But like now it just kills me.
Oh, like even I would stay up till midnight and get like 6 hours of sleep or be good. I had to wake up a lot earlier this year with some days, but even with those, like I would fall asleep so early some days. I've probably lost about like 100, like just like 100 movies I would have watched the last like couple of years to passing out at 9:30.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
so
man.
many times too where like I've gone to like I'll start watching a movie at like 9 o'clock and then I'll just fall asleep while I'm watching and like fuck.
Well, that was also something like interesting that happened to both me and you this year is like we changed, like we got a lot more responsibilities at work.
Yeah.
And you know, pretty unique situation to happen to both of us, but it's just like I mean, for the first couple months was like just hammered into my watching so much. You know, I was spending way more time at work and way more time dealing with problems. That just took up a lot of my time.
We're in slow season now, so
well, us too.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I've definitely had a little bit more breathing room than I did in the summer. You know, so it's definitely been a lot better lately. So I definitely want to put a little more effort into watching shit in the next year though. I think I have more time. I miss it, you know. I miss watching like 4 or 5 movies in one day type shit, which I didn't do all the time, but you know. But yeah, that's it. That's the show.
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna hit like 600 this year at all. Getting pretty fucking close.
I'm at like 300, dude.
I'm at like 583, man. That's actually really crazy because
I'm at like I gotta catch up on logs. I'm around like 610 to 615.
Yeah,
But,
that's still a lot more.
I watched 900 last year though.
Damn.
So that's a big decline. The year before that, I did like 720, and the year before that, I did like 730. So I was like very consistent in that. Where like this is even like a big decline from that. My first year on Letterboxd, I did 684, and I don't think I'm gonna hit that.
Yeah, I had a bunch of years of like 600 to 700 too, and then I had that 1 year where I only watched like 300. That was a fucked up year. A lot of shit going on.
Yeah, I definitely will have more time this month to watch movies. I have like my vacation next month, and then
Yeah, that's awesome.
I've had to work, and I have like just a lot of days off around.
Yeah.
I don't have to work on. I just have a lot more time like this month. So
Yeah.
I might put in a good like 60, 70 movie month.
I really, yesterday was like one of those weird days where I was actually still home alone because the wife was still driving in from the hockey tournament. So I'd watch the Bills game and I was like, fuck this. I got nothing to do today. I'm just going to because JP canceled the show. And I'm like, I'm just going to fucking watch movies all day. Because I wanted to watch a bunch of shit. I already had a bunch of films down there and I wanted to watch them I hadn't watched before. I just watched them all. So I'd done a day like that in a long time. I remember last time I watched 6 movies in one day. It's crazy. So.
All right.
Oh, JP. Oh, he's throwing up the arms. He must be hungry. He's going to go get a fold over pizza burger again or something like that.
Pizza burger. Hell yeah.
All right, guys. That's going to conclude episode 307 for show. Check you guys next week. And as usual, deuces.
That's all, folks.